Alrighty, folks, we are officially live in the flesh, and today we have, let's just say it like this: another day, another devaluation. And so this was a day that was definitely living on in infamy for a long time. A lot of people, I guess now it's a day of infamy. A lot of people were worried about this was going to happen for a while, and now it pretty much finally has. And so there's no real way to kind of sugarcoat this. This is pretty friggin', I would say, devastating without being somewhat dramatic, but let's go through exactly what in fact happened. So saw this morning, posted to the Discord. Shout out to you guys. Link down in the description. And we get an ouch from 1 mile at a time. World of Hyatt updates award chart. Cost increase up to 67%. Now, this isn't just a normal, ordinary, everyday devaluation. I would say this is one that's going to send shockwaves, I would say, for years and years, and actually open the door for World of Hyatt becoming, I mean, it's still less competitive than it used to be, but even less so going forward. And so what we actually have here is not necessarily a devaluation in the way that we think. So they've changed it now to where normally, every couple of years, every year and a half, we get a devaluation. It's like, oh, certain hotels that we, know and love are going to go up in price. So, it was 35K last year. Now it's 45K, or you get the point. It used to be a cat 7. Now it's a cat 8. Well, they've changed it to where now there's this new evolved award chart in which now there's actually 5 different tiers where you can, book the exact same hotel at a low tier, and I'll show you a little more examples in a second. And depending on the time of year, it can expand up to the highest night. So we've seen this for many years. We've had these 3 tiers here where it might be a little small for you, but it says 3,500 on the left hand side. This is for like a Cat 1 Hyatt. There's been many Hyatt places. In fact, a lot of people who do mattress runs, if they could find hotels at around 3,500 a night. But if it's on peak time, really busy times for that same specific hotel, it could be, 5,000 points a night for that same hotel, or 6,500 a night for that hotel. And that's pretty much the upper limit that is allowed for a Cat 1 in the past. Well, come May in 2026, so, it is now a few months from now, we have now the evolved award charts where we can see that in some cases you have a lower low end. So now is where what used to be a Cat 1, maybe 3,500 max, or max for the low end minimum. Now the minimum could drop to 3,000, so a little bit less on the minimum side. But the max tier, the top tier, the highest tier on this 5, evolved award chart, it would now be 9,000. So that's 2,500 more than the top chart in the old system. But here's where it really skews like super heavy and really hurts like the top end of this game, which is where most people are getting the high value out of Hyatt anyway. Like we talk about Hyatt, they're talking about these higher end luxury hotels, ones that we appreciate. They have been getting devalued heavier. So it looks a little bit easier if we read it this way. So let's just kind of go down the list. Now we have some Cat 2 hotels that are going from what used to be 6,500 to 95 at the top end, are now 6,000 low end, 15,000 on the high end. And you can already start seeing, what's happening here. So basically, like a 15K for a Hyatt hotel used to be honestly a Cat 4. A Cat 4s can be 15Ks. However, now it looks like it's going to be, having more of a dynamic spin throughout the year, depending on how busy it actually is. Cat 3 from 9 to 15K was the past. Now it's from 8 to 20,000. So a 33% increase on the high end. For Cat 3s. Cat 4, 12,000 to 8,000 before. Now it's still 12,000 to 25,000 on the high end. And here's where it starts skewing a little bit heavy, where Cat 5s were 17 to 23,000 points. I thought it would be a little bit higher than that, to now costing 15 to 35K. Now, mind you, a Category 7 hotel on a good night, a normal night, would be about 35,000 in the old chart. There was many hotels that I booked in the Cat 7s that were 35,000 a night. Now the top end for a very busy Cat 5 can be 35,000 a night. And we know for the longest time, standard rooms, not premiums, not suites, are about 45K. So we're inching very close to that 45K territory. Cat 6 going from 21K to 29K, or from there, now costing 20,000 to 40,000 per night. Cat 7, 25 from 35 in the past, now 25 to 55,000 points. So we've now officially exceeded the highest possible point possible with Cat 8 in the past. And the big, issue here, Cat 8, the big Mamba, going from 35K to 45K, all of the greatest properties in the world that we've all, known and loved and have booked in some cases, are now going to be costing from 35K on the low end, which is what the low end was for off peak times for Cat 8. So they've kept that. But the high end of 75,000 mother effing points, a 67% increase from the highest possible rate for a Cat 8. So, as an example, this hotel that I was able to book not that long ago in Italy, the Il Tornabuoni, like it's not available during these dates that I just randomly selected, but I was actually able to pay 35,000 a night for this hotel at a particular time, and a couple of nights for 40K, a couple of nights for 45K, and now that it's a Cat 8 and under this new award chart, during peak times, because this hotel is very hard to get bookings with. It's very rare property to hit because not too many award rooms, can be as high as 75,000 under this new chart, which is astronomical. I mean, heck, I even paid, I think, for a night or two with a under a suite, which happened to be like 53,000 for a suite. Forget it. A suite now will be in the hundreds, absolutely in the hundreds. So you can see there's a large issue here, meaning that for the same exact property, now on what would be busy times, can cost 30,000 Hyatt points more in already in a currency that's somewhat kind of hard to get unless you're really running the game on Chase and you're just getting started out running the ink train as long as you can, or they'll let you nowadays, or you're doing so much build spend or Rakuten spend that you can just amass just an insane amount of Hyatt points. This definitely, there's no other way to spin it. That is a horrible devaluation. I usually try to be somewhat optimistic, but man, I get it. Yeah, off peak times, 35K, cool. They left that. But, how often is that going to happen? How often is it going to be close to that 75K range? I would say very, very often, especially for Cat 8 properties, which in a lot of cases can be lower occupancy hotels anyway, in a lot of cases, at least the ones I've booked. And so it just inherently always is busy because there's not that many rooms. So, something interesting, especially like for those of you who have had dreams of going to the Park Hyatt in Kyoto, which I don't have here, but actually I think there's a picture on here a little bit lower. And then there's other differences. Yeah, the Park Hyatt Kyoto right here, which I do have a night booked not that long in the future. They say get ready to spend 75K points at the Park Hyatt Kyoto. I think personally, because, well, I think there's only less than 40 rooms at this particular hotel. That's 40 rooms total, not talking about award availability. So I could see very often that it's going to be 75K per night, like probably without a doubt, unless you're going in really extremely off peak times. So that's kind of like the main thing that we're seeing with all this is like, yes, the devaluations suck, but even more so, what is this going to turn into even in the future? I mean, it's kind of in a way going dynamic without really going dynamic. um and so this is what has a lot of people worried, because again, all the issuers, all these companies, they're obviously making it way harder on all of us in being able to amass just an insane amount of points already, just given all of the lifetime language, the referral changes on the ink train, and the ability to even run the ink train, the amount of possible high end welcome offers we're able to hit and to transfer over to Hyatt. I think, it makes this even that much harder, I would say. And so they also go into not just the award charts for, the simple 1 to 8 cats, and how they also have the Miraval resorts. So they have all inclusives as well, which do skew a little bit higher. They have a different category ranking. They go through A through F, and so you can see here a very similar kind of cadence with lowest end, the top end, 75K, 95K for depending on the actual room type for the property, and they also have all inclusive resorts. with these letter categories instead, aside from like the 1 to 8. And so these, however, have seemed a little bit more, I don't know, okay. I haven't looked at a million high-end resorts. I know that a lot of the ones I look at happen to be E's and F's, of course, higher at ones. And in that case, I mean, the amount that you have to spend is astronomical. 85,000 for a single night at some of these all inclusives, which I was really excited to get into. You know, a lot of people who are traveling the Caribbean, there's so many Hyatt all inclusives that will give you, obviously, everything's inclusive, like the food and everything there. So it could be great value when stacking that with just points that would have been very valuable. So like 45K high end, something like that. They go on to mention, I guess, free night awards, including Cat 1 to 4, Cat 1 to 7 certificates, will continue to be valid for stays at properties within each tier, regardless of pricing level. So that's interesting. So even if you have a Category 1 to 4 certificate, where you have access to a category 1 to 4 hotel, but it's now increasing. It could be as high as 25,000 points, and you could still use your certificate there. So it doesn't matter if it's 12K night or 25K, so long as it is a Cat 4, it will work for that category 1 to 4. And then Cat 1 to 7s is for the heavy globalists out there who are earning that through their amount of stays and spend. um, and there was something interesting that I read here. Let me see if I could actually find it. But they mentioned, like, yeah, how is this going to change in the future? Oh, I guess another thing to note is that these changes, I believe they say it's somewhere up here, are going to be in May 2026. They say there's no exact date, but they say that I guess they're going to introduce this new award chart in May 2026. So basically, what that means is from now until May 2026, get your stays booked. If you have a bunch of hotels that you're trying to stay at, or you've been sitting on some points and there is a redemption you want to make, I would do it now, because it's very likely that when these changes actually occur, you will no longer have enough points to book said amount of nights that you would need post devaluation for sure. So it's kind of like the same thing we've been talking about for the last year or so in this game. It's like these things are changing dramatically all the time, especially this year. I think people are pretty much tired at this point in their game. But if you have some things to, if you have some hotels to kind of book, if you have some points on the side, there's no reason to wait. Book it, because basically the best chance of avoiding devaluation and preserving the value of your points is to just get things booked today. You can always cancel. I mean, they're pretty good with canceling. So you can always cancel, as long as you make sure to check the policy. Sometimes they're a week out to cancel for free, but you can always cancel. But, you may lose out on an opportunity for a really good redemption today, whereas might go away in May. So that's an interesting thing. I'm trying to see here. Let me just read through these real quick, because there's something that they mentioned that I thought that was interesting. No limit on the amount of nights per year that go into the 5 pricing tiers for particular property. No assurance will be used there. Okay. Hyatt's assurance is simply that executives at the program understand the extent to which good value redemptions are something that members value. They want to continue that. Oh, yeah, here it is. They mentioned here that Hyatt executives note that this new pricing system could cause some hotels to ultimately move to lower categories over time. The idea is that some college town limited service properties may have had previously been disproportionately high in a high tier due to their very high demand during limited periods. While the new 5 tier structure allows that to be addressed more efficiently. So I guess if it's a very busy hotel, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a much higher category. It doesn't have to be a category 8 because it only has 30 rooms and it's limited service, and there's a bunch of people staying there, because I guess they mentioned in that case a college town. So it could be a lower tier, but since there's 5 different categories, it can swing very wildly. It could be a Cat 4 and still be 25,000 points, whereas a Cat 5 could also be maybe 20,000 points, or the same amount of points for the same for different tier or different categories, which is interesting. Let's see. My take on how bad on how bad these World of Hyatt changes are. Let's see what One Mile at a Time says. Great value in particular. Appreciate them. Yeah. Okay. I want to see what Reddit has to say on this. Because I guess you kind of see my thoughts on a lot of it. Basically, We'll look at Reddit in just a second. My thoughts are really quickly that we know the deal, what the deal is. We know what the deal is. We know that these devaluations are always going to happen. I just say, no matter what, if you can just get your large, like those of you folks who just got your Rakuten payouts who built, for sure, go and get these bookings done. Again, don't be super hasty. They're saying that May is going to be May is when these changes are going to occur. But I guarantee that even though they play nice, they say a lot of nice things like, oh, maybe some of these categories will be downgraded, and then the total price for some of these hotels may not be drastically on the highest end, like 75K for a Cat 8. I think we know, no matter what, if it's a Cat 8 hotel, it's probably a highly sought after hotel, and it's probably also likely one that doesn't have as many rooms as like some of the other higher occupancy ones, like some regular Hyatt houses or Hyatt places in a lot of cases. So it's almost like guaranteed that it's going to be just higher than 45K no matter what. At the low end, it's probably going to be closer to the 75K max, I would say. So I'm just saying, if you have a bunch of points on the side and you have some redemptions that you're going to make regardless, just like every other possible devaluation that we've talked about in the past, with Hyatt or Hilton or all these, the best way to mitigate all of your devaluation is to just get something on the books. So book something now ahead of time. I want to see what Reddit has to say, and then I want to see what you guys have to say in the chat. So let's go into Reddit because I always like to see what they say. So they actually posted this article as well. I think they did a good job on showcasing it. And so Tech Guy mentions reminder that you should always spend your points when you can, since you never know when you get. Yes, exactly as we just mentioned. And they're almost entirely guaranteed to be worth more today than in the future, just like your dollars, baby. That's why you got to be investing your dollars, so this way you're not losing money to inflation. Your dollars are always going to be worth more today than in the future. Yes, we were hoarders, but decided to spend them as quickly as possible. They're becoming more worthless every day. Oh Lord, why am I currently sitting on a cool 450 Hyatt points? Yeah, I got 50K that I got to book very soon. Okay, let's see. FYI, if you have any Hyatt stays planned up, changes aren't coming till May, so you've got 2 months to lock in some stays. Yes, exactly as we're saying. This might be the last straw. I can't seriously keep this card anymore. Trust me, people aren't caring about the people who care about this devaluation are not worried about the World of Hyatt card. I mean, oh, actually, there is one interesting thing that I did see. Let me cut myself off here. Hyatt did also mention in their own newsletter or their update to these changes two interesting things, which was one, share points more seamlessly, so you'll be able to share your points digitally, meaning to pool your points. If I want to send my points to you and vice versa, well, hopefully not vice versa. You only send points to me. I don't send them back. But just like Hilton and Marriott do, they make it very easy online where you could just put in like the person's last name and their email. It gets connected via email, and then you can send points over the air digitally, magically, over to that person's account. Hyatt has always had like a PDF file thing you have to fill out, send it over, and then it gets approved by some executive, and then the points, go. So it's always been a lot more of a hassle to send with Hyatt. It's still fine, but now that they're actually going to make it digitally, yes, that's nice. It's the least you could do. If you're going to devalue us by 67% on the high end for Cat 8s, at least allow me to move some points digitally. I will say, fairness to them, they do have the best abilities of any of the hotel programs as far as like shifting guest of honor certificates or free night certificates freely between other members. They do that very well. Hilton does do that. Marriott doesn't do that. However, here's an interesting thing. Plan ahead for the adventure. Now, I thought this was interesting. They say explorists and globalists and lifetime globalists, and World of Hyatt card members, I didn't actually read that earlier, will enjoy exclusive early access to award night availability. So you'll have plenty of time to craft your next journey. Stay tuned for details on what this means for qualifying members. So, I mean, that just, to me, that obviously just means that I guess if you were a card member, so we are card members here, so very nice. We do have the World of Hyatt card. If you're an explorist or a globalist, I guess there'll be some particular way where it's like, I don't know. Maybe here's the new, the Park Hyatt Kyoto. There's award availability out. Access it now if you are one of these, 3 4 amazing people who have World of Hyatt cards, Explorers, Globals, Lifetime Globals. So I guess early access play to win essentially for award night availability. And I guess if that is true, if they'll actually uphold that, I don't know how that's gonna be pretty interesting, and that's gonna I mean, I guess it's fine. I mean, it does reward, I guess, the people who are the highest level of the game, but that's definitely going to piss a lot of people off who are, just simple discoverists, myself included. But if you are really just a card member, you get the World of Hyatt card, or if this is laying the groundwork for a new Hyatt premium card, like we had that whole scare, a few days ago. Will we have a premium card that will give us early access to the Ward Night availability? That's an interesting perk, and as a business model, I could see a lot of people jumping on something like this. I could see a lot of people jumping on that because that really will incentivize a lot of people to just be able to get these award nights faster than everybody else, essentially. So I think that's fairly interesting. And I'm excited to see what happens with that. I don't know. Obviously, nobody's happy with changes when they occur. Obviously, but what can you do? Like, what the hell? They're always going to devalue out of nowhere. But I'm interested to see how they play this with the award nights. Let me go back to Reddit and then let me see what you guys are saying. Let's see here. They mentioned with high devaluation, no more 1.5x. Yeah, some people were mentioning in the Discord that like, oh, the 2x on the Sapphire Reserve with points boost is looking that much more enticing with Hyatt. For sure, for sure. And Hyatt is definitely, as far as the cent per point calculations have definitely like trended. Well, everything trends down over time, but I would say have definitely accelerated in recent years. It's not quite as insane as it used to be. Hyatt in terms of like strict value you're able to get. Still amazing value to get, I think. It's just so hard to get some of their points, I would say, in a lot of cases. So this really hurts even that much more because like getting closer to like a 75K a night. I mean, who would have thought spending 75K on a on a Hyatt stay? I mean, this is Hilton level pricing. This is Marriott level pricing. I mean, what the heck? All right. So I think I've said my piece on it. Let me see what you guys are saying here. I'm interested to see. We've got 170 people in the chat. Some are probably watching, thinking this is not a live stream, but it is a live stream. So come and tune in once you get to this point. We got Dem saying, let's effing go. We got Ian, simple solution, just buy more gold, earn more points. Just earn more points, bro. That's all. What are you doing in life if you're not earning more points? And I agree. I agree. Yuri is laughing at everybody's faces while he's trying to stay in his 30 I prefers in the entire world. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. There's at least 600 I prefers in the world. Half the footprint that of Hyatt. But they are good, very good value. Mike Newland is in the house. What's popping? We got Stinky Monkey Baby, the best name ever. Stinky Monkey Baby in the house. We got Joe. What's going on, Joe? Sean B, my fellow green villain. What's going on? Wepa. Absolutely. I said Wepa like such a white guy. Wepa. There we go. Uh, let's see. We got North Texas Farrier, JL. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. So we also have a new built rent day where it is going to JL. We can kind of go into that if you want to. Philmo is in the house, in his house with the grimace emoji. He is definitely a little bit he's definitely thinking about it. I know he's thinking about it. Yuri says City for the win. Yeah, man, I prefer is looking that much stronger. Calder's a little bit of Mandarin. Sorry, I'm manga. I'm illiterate. I can't read or write. The Ni Hao chat not working? What's that? Why is the chat not working? Heavy censorship in the chat. Why is there only Chinese? How? Oh, YouTube sucks. Oh, is something happening with YouTube? What's going on here? Oh my God, why am I having like? Holy crap! It's like all Chinese. Is it? What is happening? You guys can hear me correctly? Let me see if I have any texts here. I got no texts. Just give you a heads up. Oh, Joe let me know that there is an issue uh with the YouTube lives. I guess there's been an issue here because yeah, the chats are not really coming in, and it's like mostly okay. You can hear me. Thank you. So we'll have to just keep it going because I'm seeing. Why do I see only non-English? What is this? You guys see it on the screen? I have Chow. I mean that's not even the correct spelling. Yo, loud and queer. We have Chip Ma An. What? We have Vietnamese. We have some Chinese. Xin Chao. I don't know what language these are. YouTube live stream chat. Got bandit having problem. Oh my goodness, Yuri's speaking some is that Hebrew? Um what is happening? What 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 could possibly be happening in the world? Help me. I need some help here. What's get your Duolingo. Listen, we gotta oh my hold on. Joe's calling me. You guys can hear me. Uh I can only chat in Chinese. Okay. Let's do it live, baby. Let's do it. Joe, what is happening here? Why is everybody talking to
bro? So it happened with John earlier. I wanted to give you the heads up. Shit is coming out with emojis, crazy language. People got censored. Last night they censored somebody for Texas dog. And you know, so somebody earlier wrote FTW for the win, and they got censored. It's
What?
weird.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to
Yeah, Poppy, is something wrong. So John used Restream, deaded Restream, tried it 4 times, and went to do YouTube strictly. Still didn't work. It's a problem with YouTube.
All right, we're gonna have to roll with it then.
But we could hear you. We could hear you and see you, so that's fine. Keep it moving. But all the comments I sent you earlier are gone. Like that's what
Yeah,
I'm
they're
saying.
gone.
Something is wrong.
Dang. Okay, thanks for letting me know.
No, you got it, Papa. Great job, though. Keep it up.
Jesus, thank you, man. Bye bye. Holy crap. Okay. We're gonna have to do it then. All right, because you guys are all speaking all all Chinese. Okay, so we got Ni Hao and Dong Ni. That's actually my name in Chinese. That's actually how you would say it. And Dong Ni. I can read this, Carlos. We do have some English. So we我们不能普通话，如果我不是我不想要 we can speak better, but I don't want to. We could say我最爱的信用卡是我的built Palladium card. So we got hacked by the CCP. This is insane. Yes, I do see this, Steven. And you know what? Okay, let me just because Steven, your thing is like going crazy. Okay, it's we do have it here. So we do have a new member. We got Steven. Appreciate you, man. And you are a member of the I'm sorry, you don't really actually get anything for being a member here, unfortunately. But you are also a member of the school community, the private community that's linked down below. Which, by the way, I'll take this opportunity to shout it out. I did open up for a limited time. You can join for free in the private community that I have. I have my Discord that's always free for everybody, but I also have a private community where I have like a bunch of hacks and a bunch of live calls pretty much every other week with me and some other people, much smarter than me in the community. We do live streams. We go through your questions live, literally like a Zoom call, and it's a good time. So Steven's in there, but for a limited time, there is a free ability to join. There's a live chat in there. You can talk about a bunch of different things. So join that if you want. It's the first comment in the pinned comment. But thank you, Steven, for that, and also gifting 5 memberships. Wow, you've actually doubled the amount of members we have in just this. Actually, I think you may have gone up than more than doubled actually. So thank you for that, Stephen. Thank you for being here and for that's very generous, man. I really appreciate you for doing that and being in the other community as well. Thank you for that, man. Thank you so much. Yuri, Chasing Build gone. I cannot believe all of this, these live streams, but we'll keep it running. Dugras, Hyatt crap, absolutely. This is not good. Caldirts, we Green Knight, loud and clear. Kirby's in here, help me. Daniel, Sesame Chicken. CJ, you don't. Yes, we can do it if we need to, but I mean, what the heck? Yeah, Hyatt's. Well, thanks for being here. Um, Jesse, chat and cream of some young guy. This is hilarious. Kevin says Chinese, Russian, Vietnamese, and Hebrew. Yeah, that's what we have. And then YouTube está uh, completamente loco. It's completely crazy. Eat sleeping points. Yes. Hyatt's making me drink tonight. Steven says, I like listening to your stuff in the background. You sound normal to me then. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long before I start speaking. Um, we'll try the uh, 这个 Hyatt 9点信是非常不还行，非常不 God, it's been so long. I have to say a bunch of random things. This is a classic sign of hacker. Yup. Holy crap, Mike Newland. Well, I need. Yes, I love you too. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Phil, what do you guys think about the new mic, by the way? I don't want to call attention to it, but it sounds so much better than the old one, I think. Even though I love my handheld, it just sounded terrible with the new whatever. Philo, Hyatt Deval broke YouTube fortune cookie. Yeah, it's bad. Juan, what's going on, Juan? I think it's working for me now. You're doing great, Anthony. Oh, are we coming in hot? The English is here? Tell me the English is here. Ian, I just spent 240,000 points a night. Oh, wait, what? A night at Hyatt? You mean not a night on a stay? I'm sure. So this devaluation is nothing for me, and since I didn't guard my reservation, I missed out on switching to 90. Wait, you saying legit 240? How? What hotel? What Hyatt hotel is 240,000? I mean, listen, you could always buy more gold. That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. Texas says the gift memberships didn't show up. You need to gift again. Yeah, right. Um, oh my goodness. Sam says everyone should pray Hilton free nights. Oh man, I don't even want to say it, but we know it's gonna happen. We know it's gonna happen. We know it's gonna happen, but it's scary and it's probably gonna happen. Hick Mung says we've been bond void again. Yes. Sonic Tonic, how the F are people supposed to get this info if they don't live on Reddit? Why doesn't Hyatt communicate this crap? Crazy. I have to find that from you, though I do appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Yeah, no, thanks for being here, Sonic. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, all we've really seen is this. I mean, like, this is where I got the additional info was from World of Hyatt on upcoming award changes, but it's not like it was email sent out or anything. I had to actually like type it in and dig a little bit. So that was interesting, but yeah, and that's where I saw these actually down here. um yeah, this is where I saw this down here, where you can get early access to award night availability and share your points seamlessly, which I thought was interesting. So yeah, what's up, big dog? What's going on, Tyler? What's popping, man? David says Zen Dobry. Is Dobry is in Polish that would mean good. So maybe this is like good morning, Anthony. I'm saying, or good afternoon, Anthony. Maybe eat sleeping points. Built hacked everything. It's going down. Everything's going down, and I'm yelling timber. Uh, oh my god, it's some Vietnamese. Bing chilling, sir. It means ice cream in Chinese. But 我很喜欢冰淇淋，冰淇淋我很喜欢. I really like ice cream. I'm sorry, I don't know English since I can't type it in another language. And it says hopefully the higher redemption rates, we had a lot of people allow for easier bookings of the high end properties. I think, yeah. So I guess a part of all this is, I mean, legit. I think legit. I mean, I haven't really considered it as much when this has happened with Hilton, um, just because Hilton has for the longest time been one that you can. Yeah, it's actually an interesting point now that I'm thinking through it, because Hilton for many years prior to a lot of their devaluations on their points, like I remember back in 2022 when I actually bought my wife's ring, I actually put half of it on the no annual fee Hilton Honors card, and back then it actually had a 150K welcome offer. We have not seen a 150K welcome offer on the no annual fee Hilton in a long time. The best that we've seen is like 100K or 70K, 80K plus a free night certificate, which, by the way, are available via no lifetime language at the moment. We can go into that if you want, but it's the powerful links, bypass lifetime language, all those different things. But for the longest time, yeah, I was actually getting really large welcome offers with Hilton, 5 years ago. And now it's like, with all of the devaluations, we're kind of used to amassing a large amount of points via the points, via the cards, and now spending a lot of points. We've been spending for a while, but spending even more points nowadays, on all the devaluations we've had with Hilton. However, we haven't seen that with Hyatt, or really Chase. I mean, the only thing that we've seen as far as like being able to amass a large amount of Hyatt points is like, in recent times, is the Chase Sapphire Reserve raising its welcome offer to 125K from 100K. But for the longest time, I mean, 100K, we've had that for many, many years, and it's never really gone higher than that. Right? We haven't had like a 150K, although I think there is a 200K floating around with the reserve somehow, or no, 180 or 175 floating around. So if we start seeing that trend up, and like if I can get a simple Sapphire Reserve or preferred and get like 150K, cool. But now it's like we're being devalued on Hyatt, where we don't really have any other ways to earn that back. Whereas I would say with Hilton we have in the past, with Hyatt not necessarily. However, we do now have the ability with Rakuten to kind of make up that difference a little bit, outside of all the other devaluations we've had on the card side for Chase, like, the Ink Train, derailing, and the referrals derailing on all of that. So like a lot of those have definitely changed our ability to amass a large amount of points, and that's who really wins the game. Is like, how can you amass a large sum of points? Um, so this, I think, hurts, even more so because of all those changes. But again, it's all the more reason why I've told a lot of people, like, just go really ham with Rakuten, I would say, because, well, uh and built, honestly, because that's the great equalizer. Like if I can get my quick, like, I in the last quarter I got the 40, well, actually, yeah, 40,000 or 45,000 points from Rakuten just via one SoFi Bank checking account bonus on Rakuten. My wife did the same. You can amass a large sum. So like if you and a spouse can get, 90,000, or even if you do the SoFi crypto one, we both hit 90 the other day. You can pretty much get a quick 100,000 in 1 year doing those two. Um, and and now you can digitally send it to each, person, to where now it's quick 100K they could send to Hyatt. Like, yeah, that helps a large sum. So I've been telling everybody, run on, basically every single time like I find some sort of like special loophole, I just like say it a million different times. So like that's one of them. That's definitely one of them. Not a loophole. I mean, it's part of the game. But it'll help with these kind of devaluations, and just booking before May, basically. If you have a bunch of stays, go and book them now before you are priced out of a lot of these nice hotels. But I think Ian's right. I think these higher redemption rates actually, because of the way I bet it'll function, where, over time, more and more of them will just trend to the highest limit of the five categories. Even though we've had these categories for years now, we've had the three. Um, who's to say? I don't know. I still think it's like the same properties that would skew higher will just skew higher because they usually have less clientele, less award availability. A lot of Cat 7s and Cat 8s aren't the biggest, like, in terms of size and amount of award availability. So that's interesting. Even actually for all the guys who booked on the meetup, we'll shout this out if in case you guys weren't aware. We are well, actually, I will be hosting this year's, meetup for all credit card enthusiasts, and it's actually going to be around this time in September. It's going to be, the first week, so the meetup will be September 5th. A lot of us will be staying from the 4th to the 8th. And let's see if there still is award availability for the hotel that I chose, that I thought would be the best place for people to go, which is the Wild Dunes Resort, Sweetgrass Inn and Boardwalk Inn. This is a Category 5 hotel that is 20,000 points per night. Actually, really good value if you look at the cash price. And under these new changes, uh, guaranteed, I will guarantee it, come May, when these, changes come to effect, that will jump to 35K. So it'll instantly be devalued, because I know how many people actually booked this hotel. Like, I think we got 40 people on award nights. Hopefully they honor all of them. This will jump to 35K. So I would say, if you are wanting to come to the Charleston meetup Labor Day weekend, September 5th, while I'll give all the meetup instructions in the Discord, which is linked down in the description for free. I would book it. You could always cancel, but I would book it for sure. Um, and get you a guest of honor certificate, but guaranteed because it's going to be so busy. So 35K immediately once it devalues. Yes. So there's that. Sound good, dude? Thank you, sir. Cool. Thank you, Kevin. There's going to be a shift to more hotel and airline co-brands. They'll be rewarding the loyalists more for sure. Mike sounds good. Thank you, Travel. Appreciate you, Travel fan. Thank you, sir. Love the mic. Thank you, points, Philip. Mike is a bit quiet. I got you maxed out. I actually probably could raise it a little bit. I think I had it lower. Yeah, I had it. How does that sound? Is that too loud? I'm gonna go like midway to like right here. Let me know, please, in real time if this is way too loud. Um, but yeah, let's see. Does it sound good? Sound loud and proud, or should I drop it immensely? Because yeah, I because my old mic used to max out. I had to lower this one a good amount. So I hope this sounds a little bit better. Definitely can hear you. Is it like obnoxiously loud, or what's the deal here? I'd like to hear before I continue. But showing a bit loud. All right, I'm gonna drop it. Thank you, CJ. I think we'll probably be fine with like a 70. I'm gonna go right there, and I think that it might maybe drop a 10. Okay, I dropped it like 20%. We'll see. That should be fine. I'll check back in a second. Sure. Wait, let me do it in order. Let me do it in order, and then we can go into built in a second if you want. Philip, okay. Jeffrey Miraval, yeah, there's also got definitely got devalued as well. Everything got devalued. Everybody got hit. Kevin says, "What language do you speak?" I mean, I know like a word in like a million of them, but like mainly just English and Mandarin. Not Italian. Definitely don't know enough words Italian, but that's the third one I would say. Third most amount of words, which is probably only like 1,000 words for Italian. Comments are finally coming through. I think we're figuring it out. Rewards Guru, the Hyatt Cat 4 free night award becomes more valuable. Time to stack Hyatt cards like Aspires. Yeah, I mean technically, yes, it does become more valuable because the Cat 4s, they mentioned that regardless of the dynamic pricing within the 5, if it's a Cat 4 certificate, you could use it regardless of how high it's going to be. So yes, it could be worth 12,000 points, or it could be worth 25,000 points now within a Cat 4. It just makes things so much weirder. Even though this is already an existing thing, it seems like there's going to be so much more overlap where, yeah, I can book. I mean, look, if I go to a really, I mean, look how weird this is. If I go to an extremely non-high demand Cat 7, which let's be honest, how many are out there? I don't know. Technically, the lowest end could be 25K a night. If I go to extremely high demand category 4 hotel, that's 25 points a night. And what necessarily in that case constitutes what's a Cat 7 and what's a Cat 4? Obviously, demand is a huge thing for price. It's really the only thing for price. But at least for the categories are concerned, it's supposed to be, this chart is supposed to exist to, when you stay at a Cat 5, it should be incrementally better than a 4. If I stay at a 6, it should be a little bit better than a 5. As far as like actual property, the location, the how modern a property actually can be, the amenities, the services that the property affords, it should be higher the higher the categories go. And now, if I have to now, go, choose between a 25K high demand Cat 4 and then 25K for a Cat 7, obviously I'd want to save it for a Cat 7. It's just like now a low demand Cat 7 versus a high demand Cat 4. Again, this already exists. It's just not as dramatic as this is looking. It makes things interesting for sure. I want to see how it truly plays out in real time after May. We'll have to see. We'll do another live then. Miles says, English, do you speak it? English, mother ever? Barely, man. Eat sleeping points. Anyone collect One Piece cards? No. What do I look like? A fool? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I used to watch One Piece. It's just, how do they keep the show going? It's kind of crazy. Like, how is it always constantly going on? Steven says commitments all over the world couldn't keep me from tonight's live. Anthony, boo Hyatt, intercontinental and IHG for life. Yeah, and that's the thing. Every time we have devaluation like this, there's more and more. It's like a whack-a-mole game. Like for you, us, no good, dirty, rotten scoundrels. It's like, okay, bam, hit a devaluation. Oh, Hilton looks a little bit better now. And now I'm starting to see in some chats, some discords, people are like, oh, Hilton's not that bad. I'll show you guys real quick. And I actually upgraded my keyboard now, baby. You're gonna hear some mechanical stuff. You want to hear this? Listen. There we go. Listen, ASMR. How'd that sound? How'd that sound, huh? Here, let me show you guys. I'll put you on to something. Right now, you can check on Doctor of Credit. There are some no lifetime languages floating around with the Hilton cards, and basically, if you're unaware, no lifetime language. Basically, even though you've gotten the welcome offer again, well, it doesn't matter with these links, actually. They're a little bit risky. They're hacked, modified links. There were people that got shut down for this back in 2019, maybe 2020, but since then, I haven't really seen much. So use at your own risk, but do know that you can get a Surpass 130K in a free night. You can get a 70K in a free night on the no annual fee. You can do that, and that's what I did last year, and I'm probably going to do it again come here in this week because the value is just too good. $3,000 worth of spend, get 130K in a free night. Come on, too freaking money, baby. And so when that's the next thing that people are worried about. It's like, are we going to get a devaluation of the the Hilton free night certificates? We're a little bit worried about that. So yeah, we're definitely worried about that. Let me just shut down some stuff on my browsers. Travel fan, where do we join the community that you opened up? It's in the it's in the whatever you call it. It's in the description in the live stream. You click like read more or something, it should pop up. Ian says the new mic is lame compared to the handheld. It's not so, Anthony Venture. I know, and the thing is, it's like I still got it here. I still got the mic and everything. It's just, now I don't have to I could be so much more ridiculous. I could be out here with the hands. I could feel so much better. But I actually was fine with the mic. It's just it just didn't sound good. It sounded pretty terrible. Mr. Mrs. Smith properties, all inclusive. Oh wow, $240 per night is actually, that's wild. That's insane. That's really crazy. Oakland, why is Anthony speaking? Well, that's because everybody else was. What the hell? I mean, I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna be left out. Everyone else is speaking Vietnamese and Chinese, and I can't. Come on, Oakland. Let me get some autonomy. Rewards Guru, is Sure Mike better than Rode for an aspiring credit card content creator? I think the Rode mic was fine. I used it since literally my first month on YouTube till last week. So it's been almost 4 years of using that Rode mic. It worked, and I think it could work forever. However, it is $220, and for $70 more, you can get this Shure mic. This is $300. So I would definitely say that it's a choice. I always loved the handheld. It felt fun, and it's good. You can record outside and stuff, but having this is also pretty cool too. I don't love that it's in the shot. I would maybe personally like it boomed out of the shot, but for now it's fine. One day I can decide if I want to do something else, but I think either way is fine, to be honest. I used my Rode for 4 years. It was good. I think both are okay. Maybe I would go the Shure just because most people just like to sit on a desk and they don't want to hold a mic the whole time, but that's just me. Phil says, hey, I'm a member again. Looking forward to my second handshake. No, there's only one handshake. Sorry. Once per lifetime language on the handshake. Check again. You only get a hearty handshake once per lifetime from me. And you got that in New Orleans. So and that's it. And you didn't even get one in Puerto Rico. But you know what? Maybe it resets every 2 years, like a good welcome offer. So maybe in Charleston we'll do another hearty handshake football. So yeah, thanks. Noriken, hola, señor. Hola. Thanks for being here. Kevin, Polish, Chinese, Russian, Hebrew, Vietnamese, Spanish, and more. Yep. I hate sleeping points. I heard people are redeeming 40,000 points when you type Chinese and Hebrew in the chat. It's the thing with credit card YouTube promo. Yeah, only in this niche. Only in this niche can we start typing some crazy things. Yuri says that's not true actually, because he's typing in Hebrew and he's not getting 40,000 points. So maybe I don't know. Maybe that's fake news actually. I got 200K on the CSR business. Yeah, that's great. I mean, the CSR business for sure. You can grab 200K on that. A lot of spend. So yeah, that's great. That's amazing, man. Steven, I'm buying cat food for the next 6 years ahead of May 15th. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, just go on Rakuten, get your wait till PetSmart's 15x and then just buy 6 years worth so you have enough of a payout by the May 15th payout on Rakuten, send it all to Hyatt and then book your stuff. Yeah. T-Bab, what do we think rough cent per points for 55K Hyatt point cat 7s would be? Again, it's like if it's 55K, it means it's more demand, which means the cash price is more as well. So no matter what, that's going to be I'm assuming at least 700 a night. At least $700 per night, a little bit more with taxes and fees, so maybe call it 750. So it's yeah, that's 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 like a 1.4 cent per point. That's not looking great. That's not looking great. However, I will say, if you really look at some stays recently, a lot of the cent per point with Hyatt actually ends up being closer to 1.5 in a lot of cases. For me, it never really matters much because it's just like at the end of the day, I just really want to see a nice hotel, and if I can book it, if it's like basically if I have enough points, and that's why Hyatt's been great for all this time because like for the max points of 45K, I could book the nicest possible hotel in an area. If it's Cat 8, I could book 45K points. Now it would be 75K for that same, given if it's on high demand, which we know it's going to be. So it didn't necessarily really matter because a lot of the times if it was a Cat 8, it was at least the price. It was at least $450 a night. I would say low end. It was usually at least a little bit more than or less than double that in a lot of cases. So the center point always looked pretty much good in those cases. It never really mattered, but now it's definitely a lot more questionable. But for the most part, it's really just for me, it's just total amount of points and then how many nights can I get at a particular nice hotel that I may want to stay in. At the end of the day. Mike Newland, has it changed our stay in South Carolina in September? It definitely will. It won't. No, not yet. The things will change in May, as Dem says. In May, we'll start to see the new award charts, but yeah, it definitely will be 35K afterwards, for sure. Miles and stays was popping. Mike, it make our value even better if you booked already. Going to book an extra night just in case. Yeah, I think we were getting basically 3 cents per point in our meetup stay at the Wild Dunes. So now it's gonna be like 4. It's gonna be amazing. Ian, how's the real estate business these days? Seems like it's slowing down a little bit here in Massachusetts. It's definitely slower. I mean, days on market are still trending slightly longer, so a little bit more than 30 days, maybe 45 days. Depending on the price range, like still like 400K and above are moving, or 300K to like 400K are moving fairly fast, but like 150K to 250 are pretty slow, and then 500 plus is pretty slow. But yeah, I've had a couple clients that we've just been dealing with, and not dealing with, it's been a great experience, but just been working with, basically, I should say. So that's been all right. Hello. Earlier, the cool kids are staying at the Hotel Bennett for the meetup. Yeah, the Hotel Bennett's nice, Steve. That's a very nice hotel as well. I definitely recommend that, especially if you have, especially if you got it like that. If you got some FHR credits to use and to burn, absolutely. Yeah, that's a great property to use a Hyatt or a FHR, thing on. Cash on or whatever on. New again. What's up? Whoa, I made Adventure Live like second time ever. Doing better than Chase and Hyatt fanboys. Let's going on, New again. Appreciate you, man. Jonathan, too loud by a smidge. Yeah, this is where I was. Whatever. Don't do it. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Anthony looking handsome as always. Oh, Estra. Whoa, Estras. I haven't seen you in a long time, man. Man, what? How goes it? Shout out to Estra and his channel. Been a while, man. Absolutely. And also a blast from the past, the point scientist, who also has his own channel. Back to back. I haven't seen you in a while, man. I always like the point scientist. It's a very unique angle, I would say. Um very, very cool. Very nice to see you guys here. Absolutely. Your buddy. At this point, Chase is only actually useful for bonus hunting. No, it's not true. That's not true. And you know what? We're gonna prove you wrong real quick. Because little did you know, as of just this morning, we've had a new transfer partner for Chase. And that is right. It is Wyndham Rewards, baby. And we know Dugras is in the chat. We know he's happy about this. We know Dugras is happy about that. Well, kind of happy about this. I know he's not as happy as he would have been with Vakasa and everything, but it may be slightly more happy than the average person. But yes, Chase has added Wyndham as a new hotel partner, so we have that to look out for. And hey, listen, Wyndham might just be the next big thing. it might just be the next best thing. Maybe Wyndham is the one that can just all of a sudden add some luxury properties, and then we can just now rely on them for some their amazing award charts 75, 15, and 30K. Absolutely they can have some amazing deals. So I think, listen, I think we can get some good value out of Wyndham too. And in this game, you really can't stick your nose up at anything, to be honest, because every hotel chain, I think there will be a sweet spot for. We got some choice lovers. There's some Wyndham lovers. I prefer lovers. Hyatt, Hilton, Marriott. There's always an option, I would say, out there for some of these things. I didn't even read your question or what you said, point scientist. I wonder if they will still have the normal category changes next month also. Yeah, and we'll see. We will see. I'm interested. Lonnie says, "Hey V, hey everyone, what's going on, Lonnie? What's popping, man?" Texas Dog, I'm so sick of the political ads on YouTube, especially when they are for the other political party. Yeah, sorry about that, Texas. Crazy rage bait. Yeah, I didn't mean to press the button that imagine I had two buttons. I have built ad, because I know you guys have been seeing those built ads, and then two for political ad. New again, Cat 4 FNC doesn't appreciate with the deval. Come on, y'all. At this point, it's not optimism, it's plain delusion. Yeah, it's not. I don't really look at it that way. It's like, technically, yes, you can get more points for the night, but the price of the hotel is not changing. Price of the hotel is not changing, just the price of the price of the cash price, but the points are. But it's still a Cat 4 at the end of the day. It's like the same caliber of hotel that you can book is going to be a Cat 4. That's why when those the rumor came out, that Reddit guy with the college essay or whatever, oh, happy birthday. When it was like the college guy who was like, oh, we wanted to see how fast news spread or whatever. When I read that and I saw like, oh, it's the card will come with a Cat 1 to 5, I was like, card's dead on arrival. I mean, why? Why would I care about a Cat 1 to 5? Like 1 to 5, like 5, a category 5 is nice. And it definitely opens up the door for way more redemptions. And I guess, yeah, in a way it could be valuable, but man, to introduce another, but for the way they laid it out, like $800, like, no, man, I would just get an Aspire and call it a day, for half the annual fee, or 30% off, I should say. I could see it, but I don't know. Aspire cards looking more valuable. Narikin says, yeah, until, oh my God, that day. Oh, if we get, I don't want to speak it into existence. I don't want to speak into existence, but the day that Hilton's like, oh, FNC is only up to 150K points or only up to 120K points is the day you're going to see me. I don't know, I'm not going to say that. Do something live. No, that's going to be the day I freak out. I mean, I'm already freaking out over these Hyatt changes. It's not great. But you know, Hilton, I've loved Hilton for so many years, so many years. What are the sounds for keyboard? Cherry or something? Um, I don't understand what you mean by that, but it's a mechanical keyboard. So yeah, actually, I can lift it up, so I can, you know, you can press, you know, you can do whatever on it. I upgraded. I upgraded my life recently. I realized I was living in the Stone Ages, and I was like, let's actually upgrade. You know, let's have a good time. We had, you know, that's it. Yeah. What are they? Cherry was the most tech comment of all time. And crap. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not enough to understand what that means. I've been forced to watch 3 political ads on this live stream. Damn. What do they think I am? Price of living in state with with relative political reason. What is happening? Um, uh, I've long since learned that tuna ads accept billboards, Alamo. What is going on here? Indo Anthony, greetings from San Francisco. What's going on, Indo? What's going on, Indo? Appreciate you, man. Um, you're gonna have to do more arm days at the gym without holding the mic all day. You're right. I was like constantly like this. So like, do you know how much static strength you get from holding a mic like this for like 3 hours long? I know that didn't look that good, but it's fine. But you're right. I'm gonna have to do extra. Pat feels like the days of 2 cent per point are gone. Going to see a lot more one, but to be honest, those days have been gone for a little bit of time. Um, so it's not as, you know, it's all bad. it's it's all bad basically. It's yeah, for a while now I would say it's been less than 2 on average. Again, in this game it's like uh the highest value pretty much majority of the time all comes from the highest end hotels because they can charge the most per night. You know, so if you can book like, you know, my stay in Italy for the Il Tornabuoni. This was I paid 35K a night and 45K a night and 53K a night, separate rooms. Then I was able to merge. Yeah, it was like 1,000 a night probably during the nights that I was. Oh no, the nights that I was going, I forget what it was. I think it was actually 1,400 a night. But you can see here, like, you know, at this particular time, it's 900 a night. In yeah, the time I went, it was like, I think it was like maybe 1,300 a night. Um, yeah, because the 5 nights was like 7 grand or something like that. I ended up paying like, I don't know, like 100 or 200,000 Hyatt points to book 5 nights or something like that. So in that case, yeah, you can get 4 cents per point basically, because the price of the hotel is so insane. But it fluctuates, you know, drastically throughout the year. It's not necessarily the be all end all. Sam says, I don't get out of bed for less than 2.5. Absolutely. Well, we know that. Sam does not play around. Oh, Vital covers here. What's pop with the 10 spot? Appreciate you, man. Anthony, do you think Hyatt is devaluing their points because of their losing lawsuit when you promoted the height and promoted the height enhancement supplement? That stuff is really awful. Vital, I would never think that you would be the type of guy to try to get me on that. If you guys don't, if you don't understand, just basically read after just read enhancement supplement, and then the next word. Um, I don't feel like being canceled tonight, you know, but I do have enough black friends that I think I'd be fine. But final cover, I've never thought that you would be that type of guy, but it's all right. I've seen that phrasing one too many times, so we're good. But nice try. In fact, if you all want to try, you try. I'll read anything. You know, but if I catch it beforehand, you know, I'm gonna catch it. But sometimes I haven't. There have been times I've been walked into things. So let's see. Let's see, Vinyl. Smart move though. But thank you for the 10. I didn't take you for that kind of guy, Vinyl. Pretty crazy. I'm gonna think differently now, actually, about you. Um, let's see here. Ba, 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 ba. Damn, we're still getting Hebrew language. Crazy. I think that's Hebrew. Oh, Ryan, why is Yoga Night so difficult? Yeah, I agree. I agree. Damn, I feel like I can scream a little bit more because I feel like this mic will regulate it. Like, does it peak anymore? I don't think it peaks anymore when I'm screaming. John Goodwin, wife and I booked 4 nights at Secrets, nice, Akumal, in December for 35K a night. Crazy high cash price, made it 3.7. Sick. Probably going to be 55K to 75K in the future. Glad I booked now. And that's the thing, man. You can be that person. You can be like John. You could book today or book tomorrow or book the next couple of months, just so long as you do it. I would do it before May 1st, to be honest, because who knows? They probably just do it immediately, right? They'll just, lay it all out. Probably not, but I would anyway. So I would say you have between now and May 1st, or I would say April 31st. Get your stays booked before the devaluation, now before any other time. Okay. We've said it before. We've been on lives for many of these devaluations with Hyatt. We've been in this game for many of these devaluations. Like I said, once every year and a half, basically, we've had a devaluation, just not of this magnitude and the scale. This is like actually program altering kind of devaluation. But if I ever can say it, I'll say it again. Get your points, whether it's from Bill, Chase, whatever. And you have some stays coming up, and you want to get those special stays done. You got to do it now. You absolutely have to do it now before of the changes. Again, take some time. You have a little bit of time, so really plan it out. But do know that the cancellation policies are great. Always check it. But yeah. Steel City, I stayed at the SFO Grand Hyatt, trash Hyatt, way overhyped. Yeah. And honestly, it has nothing really to do with the brand. I just happen to notice that more Grand Hyatts I go to, the more I like dislike Grand Hyatts. Like, without a doubt, like, I love my a lot of the Unbound hotels. I like the obviously the Park Hyatts are great. Um Thompsons are always like amazing no matter what. But the more Grand Hyatts I go to, the more I'm like, what the hell? Obviously, outside of the Grand Hyatt and Kauai, which I do need to go to still. And let's see, Sean, do you know which boutique hotel is taking over the building that Cafe and Then Some was in? Where is that? That's out here? Is that Cafe? Where is the Cafe and Then Some? Out here. Oh, there's a dinner theater out here. Huh. I don't know. Oh, actually, yeah, but I do see something here about it. Design. This is on my city, Greenville. Former cafe and then some. Envisioned for banter. A boutique hotel proposed here. Pay homage to the structure's history. What's banter? Oh, okay. It's nothing. Okay. Well, I guess banter's going there. We'll see what banter actually is, but interesting. Eat, sleep, and points. Chase is one of the best. Trust me. I trust you, bro. Pyro, do you have an experience with Wyndham? I only know about their biz card for 8x gas. Nah, no, I don't think I ever really stated one. Maybe some growing up, but never in the points and miles game. Yeah, I was very close to getting the Wyndham earner business card because I really did want to get like Caesar's Diamond to get that celebration dinner and do all those different things. But yeah, it's not something I've dabbled in much. Dem, I prefer, yeah, man. I mean, for those of you who are unaware, for you fly to safety folks, we can talk about it for a second. So basically, City, thank you points, as we know, they've kind of ran the game in 2025 with all of their changes and AA and all these different things, and they've had a big resurgence in the points and miles game. I Prefer is one of their hotel transfer partners that transfers at a 1 to 4. So for every 1,000 City thank you points is 4,000 I Prefer points. This is about 650 hotels worldwide. So it's technically one of the lowest in the footprints of these kind of like higher end hotels. And actually, funnily enough, I stayed at one last week. In club. I actually have a video. I'm going to be talking about it briefly in my next one. But the Inn Club of Harbor Town, which is in Hilton Head Island, go figure, a non-Hilton hotel. Hilton Head Hotel, very nice, but it is an I Prefer hotel. And I really liked it. And it's I prefer, a lot of them are higher end properties. I think a lot of them do follow with like smaller footprints, smaller rooms. I think he said there's only 60 rooms here. It's on a golf course. They treated us very nicely. We got there, welcome with champagne. There's a restaurant over here that you can get daily breakfast credits because I booked via FHR. I ended up running this place like $200+ in food credits. And I used $600 in FHR credits for $1,000 stay. So I got like $800+, I would say, in value for a $1,000 2 night stay. Um, and then I used some Resi credits and stuff. So this was an I prefer, and I thought it was very nice. I don't know what the actual I prefer price would be, but as an example, like a hotel like that, I don't know, it might be, call it 500 a night cash. And it's probably something like, I would imagine maybe 50K. Let's say it's 50K I prefer points. So 50K I prefer points. So technically 1 cent per point if you're looking at I prefer. But you have to do the math on the original transfer partner, which is from Citi. So that would be 1 to 4. So you need to transfer I guess 12,000. So from 12,000 times 4 is 48,000, 50,000 to book that. So it would be like 12,000 points to get $500 in value. That would be pretty much like a 4 cent per point for this in this example. It's a little bit hard to go through. If you go through the I Prefer website, because there's ways to check I prefer, and then there's ways to check, like, I don't know, with points, and there's some that are non-points. I wonder if I might have to actually log in to do it. I know there's a way. The last time I usually do it a different way, but I'm just kind of clicking all around. Let's see, New York City. Maybe we can get it done. There should be a little drop down for with points. I prefer participating. It's usually a points rate. Maybe I have to let it load for a second. I wonder if I could see. But as far as like a flight to safety, even though it's a less footprint, they definitely can offer some great value in a lot of cases. I have a bunch of videos kind of outlining this. So here we go. So we have points prices here. So let's see, like the park lane. Okay, 50K for the Garden City. Let's see if the actual cash price is for the okay, Garden City. I guess in this case 231. I don't know if these are showing a specific day, but it's something to just like play around with. Basically, check around, check what you can get to. Let's see, maybe this Pendry is usually a good value. 715 a night. Let's see the points. Let's see if the Pendry pops up. The Pendry didn't pop up. Yeah, the website's definitely not amazing, but I think that's why you can actually get some good value as well. And it definitely deters a lot of people from using it. Kind of like Japan Airlines. Cody Little says Hyatt updates, but no premium card. Shaking my head. Yeah. What the heck? Where's our premium card? We're all kind of like tired. Oh, we want something. We need something. I mean, we've had the crazy built stuff. Like we've run that news cycle a little bit. Now it's calmed down. I think we're ready for a new Hyatt card, especially with all these updates. I mean, again, not to rehash, but I've always said that if they just released, I think, a World of Hyatt with at least a category 1 to 6 and a less than $500 annual fee, I think people would be mostly happy. Obviously there'll be some sort of creditification. That's just everything. Creditification. And yeah, so I'm interested. So we'll see. I'm a Motel 6 kind of guy. Honestly, as time goes on, maybe that's just the play. Dem, funny how the Hyatt premium card rumors were announced, and then the announcement of the nerfs comes out a few days later. Yeah. Hey, you never know. You never know, man. It's stranger things have happened. D Master, Hyatt probably doesn't care, but they just murdered their rewards program. It definitely hurt a lot. And there's always two sides to it, right? Like it murdered a lot for a lot of us who maybe can't earn that many points, or we're already at the end of our rope with welcome offers we could have possibly hit. However, there's also the people who are extreme high spenders and high stayers who amass a large amount of points, and this is fine for them. guys like Ian or Jim in the Discord, they can kill it regardless, but it does hurt. Hurts everybody. Kevin, we got YouTube censorship before GTA 6, legit. New game Antonio, there's no such thing as a Wyndham lover. That's like loving your dentist bill, homie. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Listen, it's okay to love, you know. Uh, I don't know what to call it. 150K Hilton Point redemptions are like 350 hotels. It's not true, man. It's not true. You can find some super high end ones. I've talked about it a bunch of times, man. The SLH program has been a godsend for Hilton as far as if you're looking for like straight cash value for the points. A lot of 150Ks are 1,500 a night hotels. They're pretty powerful. And then really the highest end Waldorfs and Conrads, LXRs, these are the ones that are gonna give you higher prices. But yeah, I'm not gonna say there are no 350 hotel. Yeah, I mean that $350 for 150K. Oh my goodness. I mean, 0.5 would be 750. So it was like 0.2, 5, 0.2, 0.25. Don't speak it into existence. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to bite your tongues. Be positive. Yes, absolutely. Good sounding keyboard. Not that one. Not that again. Final. Not that again. How dare you? Carlos, why spend 40K on Park Hyatt when you can get a week at a Hyatt? I mean, legit. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, why would I spend 45K at a Cat 8 when I could spend, actually, I think you're probably being serious. You're probably saying why when I could spend a full week at a Cat 1. I mean, you're right. But I mean, what would be the worst? Like if for the same price, I honestly think the Cat 4 is like the most crazy. I mean, yeah, 20K for a Cat 3 is crazy too. Yeah. Cat 2, I can see 15. Okay. It's a huge increase, but I can see it. Cat 3, 20K is interesting. No, I mean, 15. That's pretty a lot. That's a lot. I mean, I can get 3 nights at a Cat 2 for the price of one Cat 8. Oh, goodness. Doesn't look good, man. It don't look good. Oi, I value high points at 1.2. Yeah, I think that's more conservative. I think that's definitely more conservative for sure. Tyler says, "What panel are you going to be on at AVCon?" Oh, that's right, you're coming. That's right. So AVCon? We do have a aviation convention for those of you plain metal lovers. Uh, I will be a panelist there for Aviation Con. Don't ask why, but I'm going to be there. And so it's going to be in Atlanta, and it's going to be April 4th. I have no idea what my panel is going to be, though. I'm actually kind of like in the dark about it, but I will be on stage with a panel of people who know a lot more about aviation than me. I'm probably going to have to like watch a bunch of videos on aviation just to learn about it. But I was very upfront with them. I'm like, I don't really care that much to the degree that I like the way of business class looks and stuff like that, but that's the most I would say. But yeah. Yeah. uh Michael Wong says, "Yo, Ant-Man, you gonna book any Hyatt stays before devalue?" The thing is, I think once I redeem these next few, I don't I don't think I'll have anything left over. I'll have nothing else left over because I have a stash that I have to book in the event of something. And but otherwise, I'm really not projecting anything out because 2026 is fully booked. I'm actually not really considering I'm going to be doing much in 2027, but depending on life events, we'll see. But I really don't know. I'm just not projecting anything out. So like if I had the points, probably, but I'm not going to have any Hyatts. So this year might be the last hurrah. So as far as like going really ham. So we'll see. Um, But as far as now, all my Hyatt stays are booked for the year through the end of the year. Um, Otherwise, no, I'm just still kind of prioritizing Hilton in a lot of ways. I still find a lot of value in the program. I still find a lot of ways to be able to amass a large sum of points. I have 2 timeshares to go to this year. That'll give me a couple 100,000 points. I'm going to apply likely for the no lifetime language surpass. So I'll, probably in a few months have at least 350,000 Hilton points again, plus a free night certificate, which is I could do some damage with that. So we'll see. Texas Dog, good night. Good night. Enjoyed the show. Thank you, Texas Dog. Thanks for being here, and thanks for speaking in Vietnamese earlier. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Anthony VentureCon, yes. If you weren't aware, um, it's also Anthony VentureCon. So for those folks who don't care about aviation, um, come for come for AV Anthony VentureCon. Nugent says, with this news, Hyatt could at least give members some type of love at Mr. and Mrs. Smith properties to soften the blow. I know. And you know what? It's like, it's such a shame because Mr. and Mrs. Smith has such nice properties. Like, I really enjoy some of the boutique properties that they have. And I've stayed in a couple. But it's just the value is just never there. It almost never makes sense to redeem for points unless it's a bucket list bucket list hotel in an amazing area, or you have so many points like Ian that it doesn't matter. But it would be nice to get some value. It'd be nice to be able to redeem some free night certificates for some Mr. and Mrs. Smiths, because a lot of them would be in under Cat 5s, I would say. Phil Mo says, have we reached the point in the live stream where we look for shady hotels as Hyatt alternatives? Yeah, we have. This might be it. DBAP changes happening May 1st, so before May 15th. Well, I'm not saying it's going to happen May 1st. It could be May 31st. It's just, I would say, assume that it's going to be May 1st. They mentioned the changes will be May. I'm just going to, I always plan for the worst. So I'll just assume if it's May, I'm just going to call it May 1st. I'm going to get everything booked before then. But again, we all have to wait for our Rakuten payout on May 15th. So by that point, if it hasn't already devalued, then perfect. Go straight to builds, send them out. We'll know by that time, and at least you'll know by then. Like if it's like the 13th and nothing has happened, then you're probably going to be fine. If you have to switch your payout to, if you're trying to like decide, I'll go send the Bilt or send the American Express, what have you, for sure. When's Chase going to get Rakuten payout? I mean, what the hell? Calders, you need to call Spencer and get his opinion since he isn't live tonight. I honestly should, right? I don't know what he's doing. I think who knows if he's busier. But no, I don't have any texts. That would be cool. I mean, if he gets pinged, that'd be cool. Yeah, I would like to see. Because I know he probably has some Hyatt stays. Point Scientist, looks like I'm going to be booking my Tokyo trip for next year as soon as possible and just hoping the booking price holds. Where are you planning on staying in Tokyo? Yeah, so there's a lot of options for Tokyo, and that's where I'm really like, dang, I'm really like, dang, Tokyo's gonna get hit so mother effing hard. It's not even funny. I don't know when you're booking, but I'm just gonna choose here because award availability will be here. But for Tokyo, I mean, for the most part, it seems like no matter where you choose, you're pretty much gonna be fine. However, recently, actually, Michael Wong, who is in the chat, and Ian as well, mentioned that they stayed at the Park Hyatt Tokyo, which has just gone through its biggest renovation yet, and is highly anticipated. And yeah, it's you book it for 40K a night, 45K a night. It's Cat 8, highly coveted. It's like one of the best properties. But when they went there, they were like, it's all right. And I think one of the main issues with it is location. It's just too far out of the way for the main area. And so what happened? It's just too far out of the way. I'm trying to zoom in over there. It's just too far out of the way from everything else. So like all the way out here, whereas like main happenings are over here. So they really didn't, and they didn't think the location was great, which we would know from looking at the map. And then they mentioned they didn't like the breakfast or anything like that. They were like, it's kind of like whatever. But it seems as if, to me, everywhere else is pretty much good. The Hyatt Regency Tokyo is good value for points, but it's the same issue. It's far out. So I would say if you go with any of these, you're probably going to be fine. If you go with the Andaz or the Hotel Toranaman, they're right next to each other. They're right above the train station, so very easy to hop on the train and then go to all the other adjoining little towns. So that's a good option. The Centric, I had booked and I canceled it. I think it's okay. It's walkable. It's in a very expensive area of Tokyo. Um, think like Gucci stores and stuff like that around. Not bad. And but however, I think what I'm actually going to end up doing, to be honest, conserve a little bit of points. I think I'm actually going to book this caption for like all the nights, to be honest. Um, I think it'll probably be worthwhile. It's newly added, and I like to go to like new hotels because they tend to put their best foot forward, and it's like all completely modernized and new. So I think for 20K a night, even though the Sentinel point probably won't be that amazing, I'm just kind of like looking to maximize the last of my 80,000 points. So I think I'm just going to book 4 nights at the caption, probably call it a day. And I think that's fine because pretty much, I don't know, all the other properties, they seem like they're all pretty much fine, but the idea is I'm trying to go less big on hotel, at least in Tokyo, and then move about. So I'm excited to see. I'm actually still like waiting for award availability to drop for the flights and everything. So, kind of nervous, but we'll see. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I'm interested to see it. But that's pretty much what I'm going with, I would say. But the another thing is, how much are we going to get devalued? Holy crap. The Park Hyatt Tokyo. I think this is one of the ones that will not always be 75K a night. I think you will see a lot of 45Ks majority of the time because this has so much award availability and there's so many rooms available. I think the Park Hyatt Tokyo will probably persist for a while at 45K. But some of the rest of them, I think the Centric will probably be fine for a while as it's a Cat 7 now. Used to be a Cat 5 and 6, I believe. Excuse me. This will probably be decent as usually you can find availability here. Hyatt House probably the same, but I bet the Grand Hyatt, the Toronamans, these might get hit a little bit hard. But I feel like that these ones are decently sized hotels, good award availability. I don't think they'll be hit as hard with these changes. So that's something, I guess. That's something that on the bright side in that way. So something to consider. Isaac Kong, thoughts on Hyatt credit card or CSP with the devaluation of Hyatt points? CSP only good for insurance at this point. I mean, those are two different cards in the way I look at them. CSP obviously, yeah, it is good for insurance if you have no other higher end cards for it. Yeah, that can help. But as far as like the World of Hyatt card is concerned, I mean, it's really just I guess if you're going to be putting a lot of cash spend on Hyatt hotels, sure you can earn decently. Is it the biggest deal? I think in most people's minds, no. It's mostly just can you value that free night certificate? In my case, I have kept it open for another year, so what can I really say? But I think it's valuable, but it's sometimes a little annoying to find one particular Hyatt hotel, especially if you're running low on Hyatt points or going for these high ends. It's like, okay, where do I just like fit this category 4 free night in with everything else? Like, I have one now, not sure what I'll do with it. I said I was probably going to cancel the Royal Hyatt card, and I was like, I'll just pay the 95, whatever. Maybe I'll find a use case for it because like last year I used it in Athens and it was decent. I made it work. But it's a little annoying. So yeah, I think the Hyatt card is going to be exactly as valuable as it was in the past. CSP, yeah, it's a good insurance card, but what's the main value prop we're talking about? Are we talking about earnings? Then yeah, I would just probably earn on CSP. Yes, Anthony VentureCon. As CJ said, I guess my 135K spend this year for Hyatt is going to build with the new Hyatt deval. Yeah. Oh wow. So you're spending completely on there. Yeah, I would say so. At least there's still always going to be value for the higher end properties plus having status at those properties. But one thing I really hope they don't nerf, again, I'm speaking things into existence, is that, they made it so easy to get a guest of honor certificate and have globalist for a 7-day stay. It's like, why do I even have to earn globalist? I could just buy $100 guest of honor certificate and I have everything I want. So like, yeah, for me, I don't care. I can kind of game it. So I'd rather divert that spend to build and have a more versatile currency. Venture. Oh God, he strikes again, Yuri. He strikes again. Tyler says, I'm a total AV nerd, so I'm super excited for it. Literally, my job is working on airplanes. That's right. Yep. I remember seeing your video with Philip, going over your history and going to your job as a airline mechanic for sure. Very cool. And so yeah, you'll be running around that place. Have you been to that museum, Tyler? It's very fun. I went there once. It's actually an old Delta museum. So I have a lot of old Delta Airlines there. So it's pretty fun to see in the old outfits and everything. Colors, it's easier to have 300,000 points than 0. It's a very good point, and I feel like I could read that on a fortune cookie. It is easier to have 300,000 Hilton points than 0. We're gonna get canceled this stream, aren't we? Conrad Tokyo is nice, great breakfast. Yes, the Conrad Tokyo is great. Yeah. I've heard better things about the Conrad Tokyo than I have at the Park Hyatt at Tokyo. Definitely. Stinky Monkey Baby. Oh, did you think I wasn't gonna have my bananas ready? I do. I always have the bananas ready. So nice try. Nice try, Stinky Monkey Baby. Ian says Andas is the only way to go in Tokyo, or I'm sure hotel next door. Yeah, the Toranaman Hills. Yeah. Actually, yeah, Ian, we just mentioned you, the Park Hyatt and also Michael Wong, that the very disappointing stay. Yeah. So sad, and I kind of suspected it. Like I looked at the pictures and I was like, "This is not a hotel that's gonna wow you." I feel, and I remember seeing the location. And I was like, "I don't know about this one." I think just going with a simple caption will be fine. Nothing crazy. Book on Andaz Tokyo now, but I think that's probably going to be the one that'll be 75K. Yeah. Now that I think about it, the Andaz is definitely the one that has been always sold out every time I've looked over the years, for sure. Hyatt House Shibuya, good for first timers, close to both airports and convenient. Yeah, I'd love to. That one just ends up getting sold out a lot too. Hyatt House, great. Do you suspect this valuation is in anticipation of the rumored Hyatt credit card? Well, I mean, now that you mention, yeah, I do think maybe this is the one time I would actually put a little bit of stock in that, because looking at what this here, which I thought was interesting. Again, for Explorers, Globalists, Lifetime Globalists, and World of Hyatt card members will enjoy exclusive early access to award night availability. How would they allow a 95 annual fee World of Hyatt credit card member holder of anybody that can grab that immediately, easily, give them access to the same perks as Explorers, Globalists, and Lifetimes? It doesn't necessarily make sense. Why would they do that? I don't think they would devalue their Explorers Globalists that much. I feel like that's actually a slap in the face to people who can stay, 20, 30, 40 nights, 60 nights at a Hyatt property, to just say that, oh, I can just get a $95 annual fee World of Hyatt card, never stay in the property, and give me early access to award night availability. That wouldn't make sense. So to me, I do think that it probably does mean that we will get a new card soon. To me, that just means, if I had to bet, I would put it higher than 50%. I would go more than 50-50. I would say 60% that we will get in the next couple months. By May, we'll have maybe some news and rumors coming out. Just because, like, yeah, make them pay a $500 annual fee, a $450 annual fee, and give them the perks of it. It's still a slap in the face, mind you not. Just being able to swipe a price tag of an extra $400, that's still, I think, a slap in the face to the Explorers Globalists. But I think it'll make sense, program wide, company wide, for them to just send out a bunch of these high annual fee cards, because they know we'll pay it, to boost their bottom line, and to give us some extra value and incentive, because they know it's actually genius, because, like, it works with the gamers in this game. Like, they're doing these things because we're so good at this game, and we're able to book so many of these nights that they're not as profitable, because we can redeem these points better than anybody else. And I'm talking the general population who doesn't know what they're doing with the points and stuff. Credit card YouTube, we're a weird niche. So, like, yeah, if you can get if you can incentivize people to spend $500 on a card for your company, and give them access to the perks they know they want, why not? I could definitely see that. Smash Review says, where do you buy Guest of Honor? If you know a guy, eBay. Honestly, join the Discord. Come to the venture capital Discord, link down below. We have some folks who do sell them from time to time, so shout out to them. Make them a little bit of money. Don't buy from some random people. Help out the Discord people. So yeah, if you put some feelers out there, go in like the travel section and be like, hey, anybody selling one? DM me, whatever, and we can get those running. But yeah, I bought mine from there. So heck yeah. Tyler says the Delta Museum is great. I've been once about 7 years ago. It was a blast. Yeah, I went not long ago, maybe 6 months ago. It was very nice. So I'm excited to go back. Supercell says digital point transfers. Does that mean we could transfer points? Yes. So we went into a little bit earlier, but just to share again, share points more seamlessly. So as we know, like Hilton, you could do it digitally over the air. How magical is that? Marriott, you could share it over the air. Basically just putting in someone's last name and their email, and you could send the points over directly to their account. Hyatt has always had this weird thing where you have to fill out like a PDF, and then like it gets approved by an executive, and then the points go over. Now you'll be able to share digitally, which is nice. It's the least they can do. If they're going to make us charge us 67% more on the high end on Cat 8s, you might as well allow us to pool points that much more efficiently, right? So yes, I actually I'm happy they're finally doing that for sure. AGM, I did Hyatt Centric in Ginza in Tokyo instead of Park Hyatt Tokyo because the renovation did not seem substantial enough to warrant the point rate it was charging. I agree. Seems so. Thomas G, during cherry blossom season, Park Hyatt Tokyo King room bed, 2,600 USD. Damn, that's crazy per night. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I mean, I have one booked at the Park Hyatt in Kyoto for 2,009, which is pretty wild. But 2,600, damn. Joker says, I just booked 2 nights in San Diego at the Grand Hyatt to burn my remaining points. Nice job, Joker. Heck yeah. Yeah, you got it done. Love it. I love it. Mike, what's the points? Well, this is what I get for being Team Hyatt. Whoops. You should know by now, Mike. There are no teams. There is only make hay while the sun is shining. There is only amass the most amount of points you can possible in the shortest amount of time and redeem those points as fast as possible to avoid devaluation down the line. That is the only way to play the game. I'm sorry to tell you. If there is a sweet spot, if there is a welcome offer, if there's anything special going on, a loophole transfer or transfer bonus, you get it done. You get it done fast, swiftly before these devaluations happen. Like that's the way. That's why you just like give me points. Wherever points I can get, I'll get them, and then you can figure it out down the line. You just get all the points, not contrary to the whole like pick your destination then points, but like if you're somebody who can just amass hundreds of thousands in multiple ecosystems, it doesn't matter where you're going. You'll figure out a way. You can find a redemption for the points. It's good. It's good to have that versatility for sure. L-Man Gaming, it's over. As the thumbnail would say. Yeah, so I guess along with the Hyatt news, as we transition, along with the Hyatt news, we also had some last second built news as well, and we do have rent day was announced, and people are wondering what is going to be the first ever since build 2.0. What is going to be the first transfer bonus, and it is going to be Japan Airlines, baby. So starting March 1st, your points are worth 25% more when you convert them to mileage banked, to Japan Airlines. And so 25% boost if you're a Blue exclusive. I'm assuming if you are gold and above, you'll get more than that, 50%, if you pay your built cash to buy that up. Of course, they wanted to start out with a banger. Japan Airlines is very, very powerful in booking. Japan Airlines. There's a lot of other redemptions. I did pull up a chart somewhere. Did I? Yeah, I think I pulled up a chart. Just like a lot of ways that people have been able to redeem. And yeah, you can transfer from a few different. You can transfer in a couple different ways. Basically, from built 1-to-1 is like the only real way to do 1-to-1, which is powerful. Capital One also does, but a 2-to-1.5. And actually, an interesting play a lot of people have been doing, not a lot of people, but some people have been doing recently is like getting a bunch of Marriott points. Actually, maybe I can do this for myself. Basically, there's a 3-to-1. So if you have 60,000 Marriott points, well, I don't have to use this example. Let's just say if they have 30,000, if you have 30,000 Marriott points, you can transfer at 3 to 1. So you'll get 10,000 Japan Airlines miles. But now that I think about it, I very soon will have a good amount of Marriott points at a 3 to 1 plus build. I might actually have enough to do direct JAL right on their website. Oh, shoot. In real time thinking about this. Because I knew about this, but I didn't really consider it in my situation. Oh, and you receive for every 60,000, you get another 5,000. That actually would be perfect. I might be able to convert all Marriott to 2 JAL business class tickets. Huh. We're gonna have to. Okay. We're gonna have to think about this a little bit. But yeah, JAL can be pretty powerful. I actually didn't even go through this. I didn't even know you can book Emirates with JAL. How? Really? This method has since been devalued, and Emirates allow partner redemptions for. Oh, how old is this article? Yeah, I don't know. But the main thing is people want to fly JAL first class to Japan or business class. That's pretty money. I might do that play. I might be the person who actually converts my Marriott to JAL and get it done. Huh. Oh, Michael Wong says you can use JAL to book Emirates. I knew Air France, Korean Air, but I didn't know Emirates. That's interesting. Narican says I'm looking to use $135 billed cash to upgrade platinum status for 100% transfer bonus to JAL. And is it actually going to be 100K? I didn't actually really look at. There's no way it would be that much. Could it actually be? Let me look at it in the background because I don't want it to. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are on Build Close Friends, you could order for free. Oh, it is 100%. Damn. Wait, hold up. Let me just make sure. Wait. Holy crap. So starting in March. You can use Build Cash to temporarily upgrade your status. $135 in Build Cash to access a higher tier promotion. So for those of us who got the Palladium, we have a bunch. Well, actually, even the Obsidian too. I can upgrade with my Build Cash to 50%. I only have 10,000 build points, but damn, 100%. If you're already gold, yeah. I mean, for everybody who hit their welcome offer on the Palladium card, you're gold, so you're getting 75%. So you're actually getting 1 to 1.75, and you can pay the 135 for 100%. Damn. So yeah, if you had 50K from the welcome offer, that's 100,000 JAL. Holy crap, that's damage. Because you can pay 50K a ticket business class through JL Direct. So that's two one-way tickets, 50K each for business class. You can do that with the 50K welcome offer on the Build Palladium, pay 135 for platinum and transfer it straight out. If only I had more built. If only I had more built. Huh. That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah, that's an insane deal. In real time, going through this. Ian, you don't have any flights booked to Japan yet? Not even econ? No. I'm just not gonna go if it's econ. if it's economy, I'm just not flying. It's not worth it. I'll do it some other day when we have kids. So I'm just not going to. So no, my plan all along was basically like month out, 2 weeks out, 3 days out, JAL coming out with AA. So and you know, so yeah, if I'm not able to get business class, I'm just not doing it. I would consider JAL premium economy, which opens the door for a lot, especially if I'm going to go direct. I would consider premium. I wouldn't do regular economy. It just wouldn't be worth it for the 13 hours. But yeah, if I can grab minimum premium, lowest case, but I have nothing. I'm actually okay with canceling everything too. I actually have two different opportunities to fly somewhere. Oof, that would be really cool. During the same exact time. So I'm like, if this just doesn't pan out, like if my availability didn't come out for AA, I will cancel everything. Um, Save it for a different year. Honestly, I would hate to miss it, but I don't know. It's also not the end of the world. Plenty of trips to do. But yeah. But if it comes out and I can get the award availability for JAL either through AA or if I do this crazy Marriott play through JAL Direct, then I will. I'm gonna make it happen. Yeah, that'll be fine. Because it's really just a flight there. I think I won't really have an issue not booking a return flight and just kind of waiting till like a few days out before we leave and finding something last second. I've been searching still daily, as far as like a couple days out, and it's pretty consistent lately. So we'll see. Knock on wood. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. For for Palladium card holder, that's a crazy deal. Yeah, and I'm just like, I need to freaking hit this welcome offer, but I can't hit it like I used to with my mortgage. So I'm like just putting regular spend, like my HOA, my $700 HOA, that I just spent, regular things. I'm putting money on. So like, I'm trying. I think I'm like $1,500 of the way in. I was thinking of buying upgrading my my MacBook to a MacBook Pro. Because have I been like glitchy to you guys at all? Like, have I been like I'm looking at myself here and I'm like slow, like low late or high latency. Um, so like I look like I'm lagging a little bit. So, but I don't think that looks like that to you guys. But either way, I was thinking of upgrading to a MacBook Pro for like 2 grand or something. Anyway, so that would help. Ian says, I've got to think your player two is willing to fly without. No, never, not possible. Y'all are young, got to be able to fly 1J each one day. No, I will not. I will never fly without her. Never. Even though Justin Bieber said never to say never, I'm never gonna fly without her. We will always be two seats together. At the worst, if she's got to go like on the other side of the plane and me over there, I don't mean this way. I don't mean she goes economy, I go first class. I mean this way. Like if she's got to be on this side of business, I'll be this way. That's worst case scenario. Still wouldn't be great, but I'll never fly without her. I gotta fly together. Have to. Never leaving her. Norican, 2 business class seats for the price of one is insane. Legit. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I also have 70K Capital One. Oh shoot. I totally forgot I also have that. I also have 70K Capital One. That's also about 50,000. And they just had a transfer bonus too. I'm so stupid. They just had a transfer bonus to like almost 1 to 1. But still 1 to 1 point. I'm not using this for anything else. Damn, I might just have to go direct. I mean, but I'll have to consult with the genius Michael Wong on this. Or the genius JP Knowledge. JP, you're here. Let's just do it in real time. JP, what's the deal? I've yet to actually go through fully like JAL's website. I don't actually fully understand the difference on the ones that I find on Seats That Arrow versus like JAL Direct. Is there a bunch of availability on JAL Direct? Like if I just take my 70K Capital One, convert it to 50K JAL, and I convert I don't know, 120K Marriott to what would that be? Sorry, 150K Marriott and convert that to 50K JAL. Can I get 2 business class seats? Like if I did this tomorrow, is there availability on? I have to actually look. I haven't looked myself. I just kind of look on whatever. But um, but I just let me know. I don't care anymore. Is that legit? I'm so stupid. I'm really like in some ways, in a lot of ways, I'm just such a layman. I'm such a layman, just trying to figure it out. Trying to figure my life out. Trying to get these tickets. Move your points to JL. I can make it happen. Like I got 120K Marriott I can convert. I got 10K built I can convert. I got 70K Capital One I convert. I can convert. I could even convert probably more Marriott if I figure it out. I could probably convert another 100K if I cancel some stays. So if you tell me there's availability, I'll do it. Actually, I should after the stream. I should just go on and look myself. I don't know why I don't, but I got to do that. Still like a month and a half out, so you know. I don't want this to be therapy, but John T, I don't have a jail redemption in mind, but I'm debating. Only concerns has a hard expiration date with no extension. Yeah, I think it's like 18 months, right? But that's like common. I mean, 24 months is for a lot of the other airlines. I mean, if you have no redemption in mind, unless if you can like in the next, couple weeks figure out like, oh, you know what, this is a trip I'm going to definitely do, and here's how I'm going to get it done. Then sure. But if you're going to force yourself and it's kind of speculative, I don't know. I don't think it makes sense, to be honest. I could be wrong, but I don't think it'll make sense. I think it might make more sense, even though you can transfer a lot. It is a great bonus. I would just say think long and hard. If you can really figure out, like, yes, I can definitely use this. Yeah, obviously, it'll be a great play. If not, then maybe it will make sense to transfer it all to Hyatt and book it out before May, and something like that. Or if there's a bunch of other redemptions out there, there's a million other transfer partners they have that you can have some value out of. So yeah. Rich, I have platinum status, but I have the blue card. Would I get 100% more? Yeah. So it's all about your status. So yeah, if you're platinum, then you're fine. You'll get the 100% boost, which is wild. Mike says, I am still tempted to move my last 30K capital in the JL before their 1-to-1 expires in a few days. Oh, is it still 1-to-1 or 0.95? Damn, even better. Even better. You like those clicky clackies? Sound like an old man. When does it end? 228. Oh, I got 3 days. Oh, so that 70K really is like 70K. It's like 65K. I'm gonna have to consult with the wise men. The point science, Japan Airlines is perfect. Too bad I got declined 3 times for the build 2.0, even after emailing Anchor. I love how we write his name like it's. I wonder if I can do this. Wait, I can almost do it. Like that. Anchor. Like the portable chargers. Anchor. I don't have any build cash. I'll do that's definitely be sending all my remaining points there. Sad to hear. Yeah, you emailed Dan as well, huh? Damn, that sucks. Sorry to hear. Background balloon. Oh wow, a YouTube chat finally back up. Wow. Yeah, also I am glitchy to you guys. See, that's not good. I can't be just like I can't be lagging around like this on live. And really it's like, what's the reason for it? I don't think anything. I mean, I can close a few things. Let me get rid of a few things. Let's see if this improves. I don't think it'll improve. I think it's just the computer. I think it's just an older computer, and I'm using a good camera now and everything. I think I just got to upgrade, to be honest. I think I just got to upgrade. Carlos says, do not use Rakuten for MacBook Pro. Go with an airline. There's a lot of Apple exclusions there. Oh, interesting. Thank you for that. No, I wasn't going to go through Rakuten. I was going to just not, because I have a friend who's can give me a discount, 15%. So I'd rather take the 15% off. So we'll say. Nicholas, how come you didn't do a built unboxing of your built card? I don't know. I don't know why. I think I'm waiting to do the next build Palladium video, and I'll show it there, which will probably be, I don't know, maybe a week or so. Once I can fully showcase a lot of the benefits and stuff. So yeah, no flying steerage. LO casually, you're forgetting you had 70K points. Yeah, like I totally forgot I had Capital One. I always see, that's why it's like if you have points in random ecosystems, like things can just kind of work for you somehow. comes together. Rich says, what are my benefits having platinum status with a blue card? Yeah, you have the 100% bonus with platinum status. You have all the platinum status benefits. Doesn't really matter what your card is. So yeah, you got that. Pyro, can't wait to find out about your JL redemption 2 weeks from now. Yeah, probably not that soon, but we'll see. Oh, JP says, yes, tons more available. Jay is my #1 program right now. Fantastic deals, horrible website, and very chunky. We might do it then. We might have it. I'm gonna consult with Michael Wong with oh shoot. Actually, oh wow. Ian actually is finding some on the side for me. Holy crap. Damn, yeah, I'm gonna have to do this before he mentions do it now before it built allows the transfers to JL and everything kind of dries up. JP, now I transferred all my Capital One points to JL. I transfer the remaining of bill points to JL for the transfer bonus. Holy crap. Holy crap. Got you, Ian. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. 221 Capital One. Oh wow. I think we're gonna make it happen then. Damn, that's crazy. We'll see. Oh, got me nervous now. I'll do what I did. I flew JL back home and player 2 flew Delta 1. She'll be fine. No, I can't. She will not do it. She will not fly without me. It's just not. She'll never go separate. It's not a possibility at all. 220 win. Yeah. Yeah, 221 or 228 Capital expiring. Nurican says you could find as low as 55k BC direct with JL with their newer product, like from DFW to Haneda. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be amazing. I would love to do that. Huh. Background balloon ventures FPS dropping. FPS dropping is throwback to the mid 2090s with trying to illegally download music. Yeah, I look like LimeWire. I look like what LimeWire looked like personified. Dr. Chris, hey, what's going on, Chris? Hey, Anthony, I didn't get my notification today, but I'm here. I am honestly looking for one of your recent shows. I was honestly. Oh, really? Oh, it's just perfect timing. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you, man, for being here. Heck yeah. Ian says you need 210k JL for 2J. Oh, that I can't come up with. I don't think. No, I don't think I can come up with that because I'd have 70, and I probably can get another 80. I think I would have like 150, probably max, and that would probably be once some stuff clears next month, which is interesting. That's crazy. Huh. You have to go if you have to go on a specific day, the deal now. It doesn't have to be specific. I pretty much just need like it's within April, I would say. Just within April. And I think I can make it work regardless. But that's why I built up so many AA, I still think we can probably get it done if we're lucky, but but that's just one way, or are you talking round trip for 2? Can you book one way with JL direct? Huh. Because I think the flight home could be so much easier just getting there. Background Susan Bloom says, I see a guitar in the background. Country Venture coming soon. How'd you notice that? Yeah, man, maybe I can play some Smoke on the Water. Honestly, if that was my guitar, I would bring it over here and I would play Smoke on the Water real quick, but it's not my guitar. So I can't touch it. It's just back there. But Country Venture, no, I don't think that's a real thing. I don't really like country music. I think most of it's not great, actually. I think most of it is just how could I get a truck, and then how could I have another girl take my girl, and then I can write a song talking about how they took my girl and my truck. It's not the mentality I'm trying to bake into my head on a day-to-day basis. So just upset everybody. That's not what country music is about. Anyway, uh, you can see I'm simultaneously I'm thinking in the back of my head, and simultaneously thinking about these redemptions, and then thinking about this. I hate when I get to like thinking about this on you know thinking about this live because I just get too hyped up. Oh, what's the news here? I just used 275 or 270k points to book uh Hyatt properties. Wow. So the news is that they've changed the award chart with Hyatt. So now like where in the past it could have been like a cat 8 would be 35k to 45k. Now it's like it can be 35k or 75k. There's a lot of ranges in between. So the highest top end for these properties have been extremely devalued, as high as 67% in those cases. And so it's going to require so many more points to book the highest end nights during busy times, is the basic gestalt. Vincent Pasquale, will you be at the Sacramento meetup next month? No, sir. Unfortunately, I think I'll just be too busy with real estate clients plus other travels. I don't think it'll be possible whatsoever, unfortunately. Actually, I know it won't be possible, so I won't be able to go there. But I think you guys will have a good time. Should be a lot of fun. I think it'd be cool. It'd be nice. I would love to meet. Always hit these up, and I'd actually love to finally go to California, but not in the cards this year. Michael Long says 55k is not as easy. I usually found on weekdays. From my experience, I'm booking 70 to 75k for JL 777. A350 is around 100k at lowest. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, it's still not terrible. 70, 75k. Yeah, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Who knows? I mean, because like JP's saying April's hard. I mean, it doesn't even. It would be nice to go, but if I'm being truly honest, I get that cherry blossom's nice, but I almost feel like I'd rather go in the winter. I almost feel like I'd rather be there in like October or something, or November. I don't know. I just feel like I'd rather be there when it's colder, not as much craziness. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the way we are, especially how, busy certain like Italy was in certain way areas during Jubilee. I'm just like, I don't know. I think it just ruins the whole experience. So part of me doesn't even want to really go. If I'm being truthful, I think it's just like going to be a lot of hassle. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Ian says, I'll send you 150k right now if you send it back next year. And if it doesn't work for you, you could send it back. Holy crap. Ian, you're crazy. Wait, you can send. How are you sending? You could send JAL between two? I didn't know that. Yeah, JAL on their actual website, I just have no real experience with. That's crazy. Wow. That's very thoughtful of you, and I really appreciate you, man. But I would never ask you to do that. I'd never ask you to do that. It means a lot, though, that you would ever consider that. Even though I know you're killing it, But you definitely, I'd owe you interest on it. You'd be like, I'll send you 150k and send it back in the next year with 20% compounded interest. JP, if you're open to win, well, I'm also in a dilemma where I agree. I would have loved to book that, but now I'm in a dilemma of like, will we? I think she's hanging out with a friend. Are we? All right. I'll just be honest with you guys because she's not watching at this time. She usually is, but we'll have a kid at some point, and I'm like, I'm not going to be traveling during those times, and so I think that's going to happen. I don't know, maybe the next few months. So I'm like, I'm in this weird zone where I'm like, I can't commit to anything for 2027 because that is a very likely possibility that that's a new stage of life. So it's like, this is kind of the year or the next few months to get things done. And that's pretty much it. So I don't know. That's why it's like I can't. I'm trying to like say without saying, but that's what I'm kind of envisioning is going to happen. I'm just kind of trying to plan that life out. So it's tough because I would love to just go book. I'll be like, look, let's just wait till next February. and I'll just book out that first class, easy money. I'd actually much rather go in February, like this month. I actually probably should have, but I think it was better we didn't this month anyway. There's a lot of stuff that happened. But I'd almost rather do that than be a lot less busy. And then I could book first class. But you never know. You never know. Maybe who knows? Maybe we talk about it. Maybe we talk about it. But I'm still. I think we can make April work. But again, I still think it's going to be a little busy than I want. I want. So I don't know. I'm in mixed worlds. I'm in between a lot of different worlds. It's a weird time. That's why I'm like I booked 2026 out, and I'm not thinking about. I'm not thinking about it afterwards. Winter is where it's at. That's how I got that 55K. Yeah, man. I think it would be great. I think it would be really great, personally for us. What we appreciate, Also, would you be mainly flying from west, and would you be flying into NT mostly? Winter is nice, off peak and no lines. Yeah, I would say, or you would be mainly flying from it. Yeah, that's a whole nother part of the game is going all the way out there, and it's taxing, man. It's like I'm not really built for all this crazy international travel, if I'm being honest. I'm just like a road tripper at heart, and I do it for the love of the game. But at the end of the day, like some of it's stressful, But Venture is going to be in a points with Phillips situation probably soon. Yeah, and I don't really like to put it out there. That's why I'm still very vague about it all. But you know, but it's just you never know, and basically nobody will know until it's done. Basically, so no one will ever know until it's done. Just like Philip pretty much did. Not like I was asking him to give me the play-by-play, but but yeah, that's why I'm in between so many worlds with this. It's hard to gauge the timing. Oh, I see that. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Venisar, any TLDR on the Hyatt changes from your side? Yeah, bigger number, worse for us. So yeah, all the categories are staying the same, but the price paid for each of them are going up. Not unprecedented, but for the first time in recent history, we've now upped all of the award charts on Hyatt. So now that we no longer have like pretty decent caps on the nights, now it's much higher. So like Cat 8's as high as 75K. Cat 7's as high as 55K. Really, Cat 8 is where the hurt is. Cat 7, 55K is not as drastic, I would say, as the 75K on Cat 8. Cat 6, 40K. Cat 5, 35K. So TLDR is bigger number. Yeah, worse for us. 150K Capital One. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Oh, AGM says I always stand for country music slander. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, AGM sounds like EDM, so maybe that's what you like. But yeah, I'm not. She's kind of about it, but I'm not really. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in country music. I'll just keep getting my Hilton infancies. Yeah, it's kind of the way. So what do we think? Which chain is now the go-to for hotels in the US at least? I mean, there's always going to be plays, right? Like, as much as we've been devalued on all the programs, there's always like some semblance of a sweet spot every now and again. Not to be a total downer. I think there's always something you can do in this game. Because I mean, we've been through so many high devaluations, but obviously nothing like this, and obviously been bond void time after time. And honestly, look, no one's been devalued more than Hilton really over the years. I mean, heck, I remember booking some stays back in 2019 that were like maybe, I don't know, call it 60K. That would be like 160K nowadays. Like, that's insane. That's astronomical. But yeah, I don't know. I think the go-to is just like who can give you the most points fastest. At least for me, Hilton's still that partner for me, so that's why I still go ham with my Hiltons. But there's always another card out there. There's always something you can grab. That's why I try to get creative with the timeshares and get those done. And for sure, I think it'll be good. JB says, I really hope you get to make this Japan trip happen. I phoned both JAL and ANL long haul economy. It was fine. I don't know if we can do it. I think we're too weak. I mean, if I really convinced her, I think we could do economy, but I just think we're too weak to do economy. I don't think I'm strong enough to do it. I just don't think we're strong enough people. I think it'll break us, you know. Even though we did technically we did 8 hours economy on American Airlines to freaking London. That was a pain. So like that was really bad. But if it is on JAL or ANA, you know, I guess it is a better experience. Especially if I can get like bulkhead or whatever. Makeshift business class. Maybe I can make it. Maybe convince me. I don't know. I'll have to talk to her. Maybe it's possible. It would be nice because I do think it's my last opportunity to go there, probably for the next 5 years. So, it's I'm assuming. So that it would be nice to go. But if not, we did get invited to Puerto Rico again, so we could always go there too. We could always go there. So I'm kind of in between both, but definitely I want to go to Japan. I want to go to friggin' Hawaii too. That'd be fun. Cherry Blossom, Meet Blesco, Michael Wong. Appreciate it too, spot man. Yeah. Yeah, oddly enough, we'll be there same time pretty much. So it really just depends on these flights. Yeah. Friggin' economy. Hmm. Maybe. Maybe. Like Jesus. Hey GM, I've done Japan and cherry blossom season, early October, late January, 2 weeks ago. I recommend either mid-November for fall foliage or any time in January for snow season. Hell yeah. Wow. Yeah. So did you really think that the cherry blossom was just too busy? Yeah, I know it is. I know it's gonna be too busy, and I'm just not looking forward to that. I'm really not, to be honest. But if there's no other way, then maybe, then maybe I have to make it happen. Or like October, you know. Or you said mid-November. Maybe I can push it November. I don't know. I'll have to talk. We'll have to talk. It's something to consider. I do appreciate all the data points though. It's you guys' insight and advice. Jack de Roche booked our honeymoon with Hyatt literally a week ago. 6 nights at a Cat 6 in Maui, for 150K, all from Chase Trifecta Subs. 3 nights and you got 3 nights at the Cat 8 in Kauai. Nice. So you got I'm assuming in Maui, the Regency there, the Cat 6, and then the Grand Hyatt in Kauai, the Cat 8. Heck yeah, that's very fun. That would be very fun. That's great. Nice job, man. Yeah, that's gonna be a very fun honeymoon for sure, Jack. Very excited for you. And you got it in. You got it in before devaluation. So that's the move for sure. He said, and Norican says, there you go to Hawaii, then fly to Japan. You can find a lot of redemptions with ANA. Oh, I agree. It's how Jim K gets a lot of his crazy deals. Fly from Hawaii, straight there. Yeah. We probably don't have it in us to do both, but it's a good idea. Hey, Sammy with the weightlifting, even though I incorrectly called it powerlifting last time because it was live. But considering a trip to Japan for a weightlifting competition next year, but I haven't traveled internationally much, so the planning is a little overwhelming at the moment. Yeah, so if you haven't traveled internationally much, like these trips can take a lot out of you. Just planning out where you're going to go. If I could give any semblance of advice from my crazy Italy trip, I would say do less than you think. Some people will call me crazy, but I optimize for the least amount of stress. And when there's too much to do, I get too stressed. So for me, it's like if I can just choose like one place to be or two places to be, fine. Not 50 places to be. And kind of just work it that way. If you could stay in one hotel the entire time, even better. I think I messed up there with Italy. Just too many different hotels. Hotel hopping is not for me. So if I could stay in one hotel here, happy, for sure. But that would be cool. That'd be cool. You think you'll win the weightlifting competition? What are your numbers, Sammy? I'd love to know. Because like looking at your picture, it looks like 245 kilo, or what was it, like close to 300 in that picture snatching. I'd love to know. AGN says Cherry Blossom was too busy, but if you were going, I recommend to stay at least 3 nights in Kyoto. Yeah, I do have 3 currently. Actually, I have 4 currently. But 3 I'll keep. I may cancel the 4th. Um, but it's too busy. It's good to know. It's good to know. Best snatch 85 kilograms, so about 200 pounds, and then jerks about 250. Very nice. Heck yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing, man. Nice job. You'll probably destroy the Japanese out. Oh, they're pretty good. Well, actually, the Chinese are the good ones. The Japanese have like a good weightlifting scene. I don't know. Mike Newland says we have the Hyatt Regency Maui 3 nights mid March. That's right. You do have that booked. Yeah, I'm excited to see your thoughts there. Plus the club lounge there. I think that'll be fun, Mike. Yeah. What else you guys got booked? Do a little bit of Uncle Luke action. What are you guys having? What's the trips coming up? For me, it's probably Japan, and then um what the hell do I have? And then I have like probably yeah, we actually been considering possibly at some point in the future moving to Hilton Head Island. We love it so much. Um so I think we're actually going to try to game like a few weeks there. Because I have 5 nights on a timeshare for Hilton there. And then I have 5 free nights with my Marriott Boundless. And then I have 1 free night with my Hyatt FNC, which maybe I could make the first day. So I could do like 11 days there, and then I might book like some Airbnb or something for the rest. Not sure. We want to find a place that we can like actually cook and stuff. So I don't know if there's any places like that where we can with hotels, but yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys have. So, where are you guys booked? But yeah, I've probably to Japan. Then I have probably a month aggregate over the span of the entire summer for Hilton Head because we just love it there so much. Possibly domestic trip up north, New York, Maine, Charleston meetup for the creator, the meetup for the credit card creator meetup. So that'll be fun in September, and then yeah, and then I think that's about it. Yeah, maybe there'll be something else after that. Sounds interesting. JP Nellis says, check the cancellation policy on those hotels. Had a buddy who didn't realize his Kyoto hotel had a 1 month cancellation policy, and he had to pay a full night fare, almost $3,000 for the Park Hyatt Kyoto. So how does that work? So if you want, so you're saying, I guess if he couldn't show up, like what would stop him from just like leaving it? Like what would stop him from just leaving, like, is that the idea? If you literally don't show up to the hotel to check in, you have to pay the 3K. I never really thought about it in that way. But couldn't I mean, is that a situation where you have to go pay a Japanese guy to go check in for you? And say, "I'm John Smith." What's the deal there? Because then like why, but you're right, thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, it's so true. Not all of them are 1 week or 2 days out or 1 week out. Some of them are a month out. So yeah, that's a very good point. Heck, then I'd have to go. Then I'd book the economy flight. I'm not paying the 3,000. What the heck? JB says correct, he switched to going to Spain instead, and they charged him 1 night stay instead of 40K points. He had to pay. Really? Holy crap. 3,000. I would just say screw the World Hire program. 3,000. That's crazy. What? I'm sure. Wait, how would you? Oh my God. Yo, that's scary. Wait, what the hell? So wait, I have the Park Hyatt Kyoto book. Should I just like, what do I do? I guess I'll have to figure it out a month in advance, which is kind of not that far in the future. Because what if I just can't show up? I'll have to be like, look, I'll be back. I have to go economy, just go here, check in, and then come back home. It would be worth it. Holy crap, that's crazy. That's really insane. Trying to think, like, how else would you? Yeah, how else would you game that? Unless I could put someone else's name down. Like I'll put Satoshi Nakamoto down, and I'll say, yeah, he's a guest in the room, and then he goes and checks in for me. Maybe is that possible? how can we? How can a game to get around that? That's kind of, oh my god, 3,000. Check the cancellation policy. It could be a week or a month or 2 days before. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it live because we're just kind of hanging out. I'm not really going crazy at the moment. We've been going for over 2 hours, so let's see. Let's check live. You guys can't see nothing there. All right, let's check my caption that I have booked one night. Let's see here. 2 days before on that one. Nice. All right, let's check the Park Hyatt in Kyoto. Let's manage reservation. Oh, okay. We have, okay, it's official. And this can't change, right, JP? This, like, whatever my cancellation policy, I'm gonna screenshot it actually, so I have a date and time. It's booked. Cancellation policy 3 days before arrival, or pay one night fee. Card required. So that's it. 3 days before. So I'm good, right? They're not going to change this language like come May, and they're going to be like, oh, we've changed everything actually. And you are now, it's a 3-month cancellation policy. So you should have done this years ago. You're good. Okay, 3 days before. Ooh, scare the hell out of me, man. Jesus. Yeah, DZ. Yeah, it's Satoshi. JP. Shout out to JP, man. I mean, I don't even think I said it, but for you guys who want to play the game to the highest level imaginable, you're gonna want to hit up JP Knowledge, because he does have a lot of knowledge, and he's been doing some great live streams, kind of like cutting through the fats on, you know, what people say about certain programs and everything. Basically, you go to JP to get like the absolute guarantee on what something is or isn't. Basically, does great work, and you can see he's traveled pretty much everywhere. My top 6 favorite hire properties. Great video. I like to watch that. So shout out to JP. Also, Michael Wong and Ian in the chat as well, but he doesn't have a channel just yet. But Michael Wong also has amazing stuff, and he also plays this game to a huge degree. So shout out to these guys. Absolutely. Michael Wong's funny. I think he did a live stream from like a crazy, yeah, from just, it is casually live streaming from the Singapore Air A380 suites. Insane. These are insane people. Yeah, absolutely. Daryl, what's going on, Daryl? At the Conrad Tokyo, they asked me multiple times to confirm my stay. I booked right before one of the Hilton devaluations. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a. That's why it threw me through a ring. I mean, maybe I have. I can't remember if I've seen like a month out, cancellation. So that's pretty wild. It's really insane. $3,000. How do you not just like say I'm done? I changed my name. I don't need the World of Hire program anymore. Ban me from the program. What do I care? I'm not paying the 3,000. That's insane. Do you at least get like your 45K points back? Like if I pay the 3,000? Like, damn. Daryl with 10 Qatari dollars. Thank you, sir. Using my HomeAway benefits this weekend. Very nice. Yeah, I can't wait to do it. Like I said, I have to hit my freaking welcome offer. I'm like little less than like 40% of the way through. I'm just waiting on that. Once I hit my welcome offer, bam, I'm gonna book some HomeAways and have a good time. I just got home from FHR stays last weekend. That's also on HomeAway, and I got some like really, really good value. I ended up getting like $210 in food credits, $600 from the FHR credits for $1,000 stay. It's well worth it. Nice Valentine's Day. It was a very good stay. Plus like $50 in EV charging as well. which you can't factor in, but GP laughing. Michael Wong, thanks, Ant Man. I appreciate it. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, I think we'll probably cut it there. I think we ran the gamut on Hyatt's. We went through my therapy session on life and getting Japan Airlines flight done finally after complaining about it for like years now. And yeah, we went ham. So I'm hoping to live stream a little bit more often going forward. Life's definitely been busy, but I think it'll be fun. Just basically, I'm not trying to do it just to do it. Just if news comes up, if something's interesting, I'd love to be here. But I just appreciate everybody. I think we had over 200 people who came out, and everybody who who hung out through the crazy multiple languages portion of the stream when we had a Duolingo portion of the stream. When let's see, yeah, when we had the multiple languages portion. Very when we had every other language in the world because YouTube was trying to shut us down because maybe Hyatt didn't like us talking about them. So thanks for being through all that, JP. I've seen similar cancellation in during Mardi Gras for New Orleans. Holy crap, that's insane. I couldn't imagine that. Especially if it's like you're booking for something 30 days in advance and you're immediately within the cancellation policy. Like, holy crap, if you're not looking, you really screw yourself over. Jesus. But no, thank you all for being here. It's it means a lot to me. Just I don't know, month after month now, it seems, from the live streams and hanging out. And I don't know, YouTube's great and everybody here is great. It's life is great. So I just got over being sick too, where I actually hated life for a couple of days, and today's the first day where I felt happy again. So and optimistic. So that's the way to be. I was like, there's gonna be a day I wake up and I feel happy. So yeah, with my long-winded goodbyes, I think we'll cut it off there. Thank you all for being here all the way to the end. I appreciate every single one of you. Enjoy, have fun, be safe, keep traveling, and enjoy all of your travels that you have coming up. All right, take care, guys. Bye bye. Bam. Give you the clicky clack.